Ice Cold Honky says, put the vape down and let's get going.
Man, you know us too well, Honky.
What's up, y'all?
What up, YouTube?
We're here live and direct. What's up, Kobos? What's up, Stack Nova? Have the zen-like patience of Reggie McKenzie, he says. Guys, we're 2 minutes late. Come on, give me a break here. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right. Don't forget to dap. There you go. So we're still having some streaming issues. I'm not sure what it is. The bandwidth, everything over here is cool. It might be my streaming software, which we haven't touched, but for some reason having some issues. So last week we had some pauses. We had some pauses in the stream. It may happen again. This in a little bit. As soon as I said pause it, it paused. Yep, it paused. It sure did. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't know what's going on with this right now. I may consider using. Let me try to lower the bit rate here a little bit. Let's go back down to 2,500. All right. Let's see. Maybe that helps out. Wop's here. Nick DaCosta, what's up? Bobby Wasabi. Yeah, that's a fire name right there. Bobby Wasabi. I like that.
Wasabi.
Mike's in the building. We got Kobos. Ice Cold Honky, as always. He'll pass out by the end of the show. Don't worry about him. Jay Steves, 916. What's up? Angel, what's good? Ronan Murray, you were here first. You may have passed out already. Ronan might have been doing some shots as we got ready. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Let's see. Should we launch the intro? Should we do this?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do it, man.
I got too many video streams in my face here. I don't need to see us 6 times.
Right.
All right, let's get into it, brother. You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to PillagingJustForFun.com. That's PJ4F.com, the #1 podcast in Raider Nation. Tune in every week. Friday, I woke up actually feeling pretty good Saturday from the cold, but still a little bit congested. And yes, we blew out our voice sitting out in the black hole.
Blown out. Bro.
Tell them about our black hole experience.
Man, listen.
First of all, shout out to Dapper Dan for the black hole tickets.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because that's proper.
Yeah,
he held it down
clutch
proper.
right there.
Yeah.
That was clutch right there. That was a clutch come through from you, Dap. That was it, man.
That was great.
To be straight up too. That's the first time that I ever sat in the black hole, so it was cool. Even if it was a preseason experience. I know the preseason experience isn't quite what it is during the regular season. But we held up our end, man.
We did.
We held up our end.
Yeah.
Because we were out there. We were in full regular season mode, bro.
We were loud all game.
No sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Loud. All the way. We had it all max, bro. I was screaming my head off.
You could definitely tell there were some folks there that also got tickets from season ticket holders that would normally be there. And they weren't quite holding it down.
They weren't holding it down like they're supposed to, man.
But Dan, I just want to let you know that, in your honor,
yeah,
we did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah. You gave tickets to the right people.
That's right. That's right. But we do appreciate that. We got there early. We're some of the first folks in the parking lot.
That's right.
We saw where we're going to be all season. We were in row 4 of A lot. That's the suite A lot suite parking.
That's right.
So if you're looking for the Pillaging tailgate, you will find us probably in the first 4 rows right there. We're going to try to be on the aisle nearest the porta potties, basically that main row everybody walks up.
Yep.
And you won't be able to miss us, I think, because we're going to have some banners out there. We'll have the podcast logo and everything. We'll be broadcasting live. Look for the microphones.
That's right.
We'll be slinging the T-shirts. We left the game a little bit early, which is not our normal steez.
It's not our normal steez, but it was with purpose, man. Yeah. We left the game a little bit early because we wanted to reach out to people on the way out. We had to let them know who we were, what we do.
We left the game a little early, but we did not leave the parking lot until midnight. Yeah. So that was another part of the voice going. We were out there hustling. You was really getting at it, bro.
I was after it, man. I was chasing people down. I was like, hey, come over here. You're a Raider fan? You need one of these in your life, bro.
So for those of you that maybe got a card and actually tuned in, we'll say thank you for grabbing a card.
Hell yeah.
The people you talked to were us. It was me and Che.
That was us.
We don't have a street team.
We don't got a street team, man.
No.
We are the street team.
Yeah.
We're the in-studio team. We're the street team.
Yeah.
We're everything.
And Kane out there too. Kane's been getting recognized out there in public,
Yeah.
which is cool. He's out there in the East Bay. So, yeah. It's pretty cool, man.
It's legit, man.
good.
We appreciate all y'all followers, man. All y'all listeners. We appreciate you guys, man.
And I've had the interaction a couple times with folks where they come up and they recognize us, and dude, don't act starstruck because I'm just like a normal dude. Like it's not like that.
Yeah.
We're just podcasting. We're glad you like the show, but definitely come up and say hi because
Come through.
we just like meeting Raider fans.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
come through.
I think most Raider fans do, right?
Yeah, of course.
So come through, guys. I can't say I'm going to have food for everybody. We're going to be grilling a little something for ourselves. We are not like the bad boys of barbecue. We're not that kind of a tailgate. They throw it down pretty epic with the food. But we'll be out there. We'll be grilling. We'll have a grill. So if you got something you want to throw on the grill, bring it by. Just come through, man. Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do a segment this year called Meet the Nation, and we want to interview folks on like their tailgating tradition.
That's right.
If you've been coming to the game for a lot of years, we want to know about it. If it's your first time coming to a game, we want to know about that too.
Yep.
Talk about your mission, your journey to the O.co.
Yeah. There's a lot of people making the mission, bro.
A lot
of people making the mission.
This is what I'm hearing. What we're hearing is this is the last year probably in Oakland. I'm hearing a lot of different stories. One story is that Oakland already has the lease on the table. And they were just waiting for the Raiders to sign it.
Right.
I'm hearing that the Raiders are actually looking into Qualcomm.
Mm-hmm.
These are reputable, dare I say the word, sources. But this is coming from a stream where I trust it.
Right.
But I'm not trying to break any news here. It's not news right now. This is just conjecture. It's just rumor. It's just possibilities flying out there.
Right.
That does make sense as an NFL-ready stadium. It's old, but as a temporary home, it'd be better than StubHub or what was the other rumor out there? San Jose State.
Somebody said San Jose State, and I was like, how are we fitting in San Jose State, bro?
That'd be madness.
It's going to be crazy.
Ran into a couple folks after the game. I'm standing out there. I'm wearing my 77 jersey.
Yeah.
And this gentleman comes down the aisle. He says, Alzado or Miller? And I said, it's Alzado. He's like, I'm Colton Miller's dad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's up, Papa Miller? Let him know we're proud of his son. He looked like he had a good time at the game.
That's good.
I'll leave it at that.
That's good. He's doing it right.
Yeah. He felt his son had a really good game. I would agree with that. I looked at the numbers and the stats, and he had given up some pressures. And we'll when we get into the fact section, we'll get into that. But in that first, series or two, he was going up against Clay Matthews.
That's right.
Doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Penn struggled a little bit with Clay Matthews, though.
Yeah,
so
Penn,
we'll get into that too.
Yeah, we'll get into that too. What else we got going on here? It's much cooler in the studio today. It's cooling down.
It's cooling down. I'm always running a little hot.
It's warm.
So
still.
I'm a little warm still, but it's definitely cooler than it's been.
We could take it back to 95 degrees if you want to.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So coming up on tonight's show, we'll have Jim Jacks.
Yes, we will.
We got a big announcement for you guys. We've been teasing that.
Big things.
Big things. And Kane's Corner. Kane will be on tonight. And, of course, Chase on Tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that's coming up. But, yes, please come by. If you're going to the games, please come by. There's 2 games I myself personally won't be at, which will be the Colts game and then the Broncos game on Christmas Eve. I'd love to be at that game, but I'll be with my daughter. If the whole family was going and it was that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But my family has its own routine on Christmas Eve.
I feel you.
I ain't breaking that for my little girl.
I feel you. I feel you.
But you may catch Jay out there. You may definitely catch Kane out there.
Yeah.
But as far as the live broadcast, they're going to be the other 5 home games. And we're trying to get that. I say live. We're going to try to find a way to stream that live via a hotspot. It may not be video. That's a lot of bandwidth. And, as I can tell right now, I'm not doing very good streaming from my house. So those of you watching the YouTube, there's been some glitches. We're working on it. But we will at least try to stream the audio, and that might be going through YouTube. We may go tune in radio, but just for the sake of keeping everything in one place, I think YouTube makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, we'll just throw in the Periscope. So there's some logistics to be smoothed out. The first week maybe a little rough going, but we're going to dive right in.
We're going to make it happen, man.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen. However we got to do it.
Yeah, and come through. A few folks got shirts.
Yeah.
Shout out to some of the original pillagers that were out there. We had 303 Raider come through.
That's right.
St. Homer.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Raider Forever, St. Homer, our boy out there. He calls in here and there. He's diehard Raider fan, but on the blog for life. Who else we have out there? We had
Johnny IR Johnny, man.
IR Johnny, man.
Yep.
It was really cool to meet that dude.
Yeah.
He's quite the
dope.
personality. Yeah.
His lady's a Packers fan though.
Yeah, she's cool though.
She was cool people.
She was cool. She played along well.
She took it. She was taking the jokes from us. We were capping on her a little bit. Yeah.
And before you harass Johnny for being with the Packer fan, them two kids are in love, man. Props to them.
Hey, no, yeah. Hell yeah.
It was good to see that. And who else was out there? We had Justin Robbins out there, J Rob.
Yep.
And we had X Rated out there, my boy X Rated.
Yeah, man.
We took in a Slipknot concert about a year back. So.
Dutch.
And Dutch.
Dutch was out there too, man.
I almost forget to mention Dutch. Only Birds. I celebrated a 2-year anniversary with my lady.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. It's actually today, but we celebrated last night and just chilled out this morning. It was a quiet anniversary, but it was nice.
That's good.
A really nice day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Shout out to Willard Hicks in Morgan Hill.
Right on.
Also in Campbell. Real nice restaurant. Had the ribeye steak. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
How you living, bro?
With meals?
Well, we'll get into food. You know, Kane's coming on tonight, but just
you
in
talking
general.
about steak, man. You got my mind thinking about food now. I'm already ready for Kane to come up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, everything's good, man. Everything's good. So this was a busy weekend for us, for me, right? So Friday we did the game, and then yesterday my brother's lady, she celebrated her birthday, so we went out to dinner. We went out to dinner with them, and went and hung out for a little bit.
Nice.
Did a little drinking.
Where'd you guys go eat?
We went out to Santa Cruz, and we went out to 99 Bottles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, had a little food there at 99 Bottles, had a couple beers there, and then we headed over to Rosie McCann's, and then we headed over to the Red Room.
Yeah.
And then we cut out. We cut out a little bit before them because obviously we had to get back to Baby. Baby was with my mom's, man.
Right.
She did us the favor.
Red Room's my spot. You guys kick it downstairs or upstairs?
We were upstairs, man.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's a cool little lounge. That's the first time I've ever been there. I never even
that's my
been
spot.
in that spot.
I started going there in college. I went there for 5 years before I found out there was an upstairs.
Yeah.
Which is way more lit than downstairs.
It is. It's more of a like chill, laid back. Like they got couches and stuff. It's like it's a cool place to just hang out with your friends, man.
Yeah. The upstairs is for those listening. Upstairs, everything's lit red.
Yep.
They actually have some pretty tasty apps up there. A high quality cocktail menu, just like gourmet cocktail.
Yeah.
A great beer selection. But upstairs is like a swank lounge. Downstairs is like dive bar.
Yeah,
So
it is.
It's you kind of pick your poison.
It
It's
is.
nice.
Yeah,
It's real
it was cool. It was cool. But we had a good time.
Yeah.
But I was still recovering from the game, man. So
Yeah.
I had to go light on the drinks, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, can I get a water?
Yeah.
My girl looked at me like I was crazy, man. I'm serious. I need a water. I'm thirsty. I'm dehydrated like a mug over here, man.
I think. At the end of the night, we were trying to get some folks to buy some shirts, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to sell a podcast shirt to somebody that's never heard the podcast.
Really hard.
But we were trying to hustle, bro. And
And shout out to all the original pillagers that put on the shirts too, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were out there stomping with the big dog. We had everybody was just laced up in a pillaging shirt, repping, man. So yeah, that was awesome.
That was cool. And then our boy, a new friend, Cisco, came through.
Yeah.
Right? Cisco kind of wandered along. Just got out the handcuffs, he said. And we were trying to get him to buy a shirt. He wanted to buy a beer. I told him, I tried to be slick. I said, beers are $20. They come with a free T-shirt. And he actually ended up giving me $5 for a beer.
Okay.
I was going to give him a beer. And then I realized it was the last beer. And then I gladly took the $5. That's how that works.
Took our last beer. Bro. I got to charge you for that one.
I mean, I was going to drink it. I was driving home. You know how it is.
Yeah.
There goes my voice again. Bear with me, man. Bear with me. I got to go back to work tomorrow. So hopefully the voice comes back somehow. Let's get into this, bro.
Let's do it.
All right. Raiders waived Obi Melifonwu this week.
Yes, they did.
Old news by now, most of you guys listening. Gruden had some words on waiving Obi. He said the number one ability is availability, and he wasn't available. Does this surprise you at all, Che?
Does it surprise me? I mean, no, man. We've all been waiting for Obi to hit the field, man, and it hasn't happened. And we all know that John's a no-nonsense guy, and he's been giving us hints.
Hey, I'm not going to be a real patient guy now.
Not at all, right? So he's been giving us hints since the start of training camp. People have been asking him, the media has been asking him about Obi, and his answer is plain simple. Well, I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him. So what can I tell you about him? He hasn't been out there. I hope he gets out there. He never got out there. And
now he's out of there.
And now he's gone. So, I mean, I know there's some people that were hoping. I mean, we were hoping that Obi would turn out too, man. Let's not act like we were like down on the guy. We're like, this guy has a lot of talent athletically, right? He's athletically gifted. It'd be nice if he turns out and becomes a real good player for us, especially when we took him so high.
Right.
But it didn't happen, man. And
No.
we're not going to sit around and wait for you. You better get on the train.
That's what it is, man. There's a lot of bodies in there in the secondary right now. Not necessarily just safety, but with the secondary combined, and just no time to be dragging dead weight at this point.
right.
So
That's right.
Those of you that aren't clear about what it is, this was not a cut. He was injured. You can't just cut an injured player. He was waived. He cleared waivers in 24 hours, which means he's placed on the team's IR. What's likely now moving forward is the team will reach an injury settlement with Obi and buy out his contract, maybe at a reduced price,
Right.
and he'll be free to seek an opportunity somewhere else. He's got a week left of preseason. I mean, if he's hurt, I don't know, but maybe he catches on with someone else outside the AFC West, preferably.
Yeah.
And best of luck to Obi, man.
Yeah. Best of luck to you, man.
Raiders defeat the Packers 13-6. So in another preseason snoozer where starters played limited snaps and the playbook was limited yet again, it comes down to one-on-one position battles.
Always.
That's what we've been saying.
Yep. That's it.
But I just thought I'd drop that in there. We got another preseason win. That's for JFB, who says preseason wins matter. Making his preseason debut Friday night was not Khalil Mack. It was Donald Penn.
That's right.
Yes. So what did you think about that?
Well, like we said, he was having a little trouble out there on the right side, man.
Yeah,
He was having a little trouble.
bit.
He didn't look himself, obviously. I think he's still recovering. He's still not to full strength, not full health, and not in shape. But also he's out of place, man. That's not what he's been doing for the last how many years?
Yeah.
He's been a left tackle predominantly. Since when? I think the last time he played right tackle was when we had an injury and he had a slide over, right?
Yeah.
And then prior to that, maybe college, right? So he just looked at a place. He looked like he wasn't sure of himself, man. And we were talking about it off air. You think about it, when you're at left tackle, when you're going into your pass protection, that back foot, that's outside foot is the foot that's leading you backwards, right? To keep yourself in position. Now he's got to change that completely. Now he's got to do it with the right foot. The right foot's never, it's never done that.
Muscle memory's not there. Those of you that think just because someone could be a top flight left tackle, right tackle is easier to play. If you comb your hair with your right hand, try combing it with your left hand.
Exactly.
Go ahead and shave left-handed tomorrow morning. Tell me how that works out for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty.
When you've done it for 10, 15 years, man. You know what I mean?
And those of you that complain that Carr got taken out too early, look at the last play before he got taken out.
That's right.
And that'll tell you everything about Donald Penn having to adjust and, the reason why Carr's only had 13 snaps in the preseason.
That's right.
Dude almost got clobbered. Penn got pushed straight back, and it's an adjustment period.
Yeah.
So,
We don't need any of that. We don't need no injuries right now, man. So we went out there with the expectation that the starters were going to play in the second quarter because that's what you had heard.
Yeah.
But then we also saw Green Bay said, we're not playing our starters, right? And then we're like, this might change as the game goes on. Yeah. And lo and behold, after that first series, starters were done.
Stars were done, which leads us to John Gruden not knowing if the Raiders' backup QB is even on the roster. Coach said team will continue to evaluate and look to see who's available while continuing to develop the talent they have. I think a lot of people feel this way. Now, I thought Cook actually looked decent with the first team offensive line in there.
Yeah.
But after getting a nice solid start to the preseason, now everybody wants to cut him. Look, these guys, they're backup quarterbacks for a reason.
That's right.
Go around the league and show me a half a dozen guys that can step in and be a starter right now. It's going to be really hard to find. Not everybody is the Philadelphia Eagles. Not everyone has Nick Foles waiting to come off the bench and win a Super Bowl for you.
Right.
And I'm not trying to justify these guys. I think I had high hopes for E.J. Manuel last season.
Yeah.
But the fact is the guy can't hold on to the ball.
Right.
he concerns me the most. I like EJ. I like what he brings with his mobility, but he's a different type of quarterback. So if I had to say out of the two, the one that makes the least sense is EJ Manuel.
Right.
You know, his skill set's just different. He's a different kind of guy.
Right.
And I'm not going to say that he can't run the plays that are in the playbook, but I would imagine your scheme changes up a little bit. And when a guy's coming off the bench in a pinch, you may not be able to do that. I don't know. So, I mean, I would ride with Cook still over the two. He's the one with the upside. He's the younger kid.
Exactly.
You know. So
we talked about it. We talked about it a few weeks back. Well, you know, after the Lions game, right? Mm-hmm. We were talking about it. Like you took him. We drafted him, right? A couple of years ago, a few years ago now, and the expectation has been that he wasn't going to be the starter. He was drafted once we already had named Derek Carr the starter.
Yep.
He's been there to just develop behind Derek Carr and be there in case of an emergency. All right, so he's still that. He's still that. And as a matter of fact, he hasn't really been able to develop up until this year. He's actually starting his developmental process. So let's not get too out of whack with these people, man. These guys, they're trying to be second fiddle.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do. They're second fiddle. They're not supposed to be on the field. You know?
If the offensive line does its job, Connor Cook doesn't have to do his job. So
there you go.
Let's just pray that Donald Payne can adapt to the right tackle. There's some folks that actually feel that Colton Miller's not going to start this year. And there's a good case to be made for that. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk to Kane about that later in the show.
Right.
So, you know, this might just be getting Colton Miller more looks at left tackle. It may not be a permanent solution going forward. This might just be a preseason thing. That might be what this is. So we're going to talk about that, but I like your take, man. You know, the Pillaging Podcast, we're here to just talk you down off that ledge.
Get off that ledge, man. Don't jump. Don't jump. Don't jump. Man.
We rode with you all last season. We were here for you on draft day.
Yeah.
We're still here for you right now. Don't trip. This team's going to be good.
Yeah. You got to be confident, man. You got to be confident. You got to feel good about your team, man.
Yeah.
You got to stay with it, man. Mm-hmm. Don't start giving up too soon.
Yeah. There's also some Derek Carr shade out there. People are saying that the Raiders have a great backup quarterback. His name is Derek Carr.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's enough airtime of that.
Come on now.
So, in some better news, Raiders signed former New York Giants corner Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
Yeah.
DRC is a two-time Pro Bowler, was elected to All-Pro second team in 2016. A veteran of 10 years, Rodgers-Cromartie has played 153 contests and made 120 starts, recording 435 tackles. That's 379 solo tackles, 2.5 sacks, 30 interceptions, 6 return for touchdowns, 144 passes defense, which is first amongst active players, and of course 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and his postseason totals include 10 games played with 10 starts, making 32 tackles and 3 picks and 14 passes defense. That's a nice little chunky paragraph of stats.
It is. Yes, it is.
Not too bad. Those of you that are expecting, like, you know, Cromartie in his young up-and-coming prime, so what you're getting. But you're getting a solid, sturdy, veteran cornerback.
That's right.
That you can plug in all along. You know, from 1 to 2 to 3, and he's even played some safety.
Yeah,
he's played safety, I believe, somewhat on some in rotational settings in Arizona and New York. I know for sure New York. I'm not sure if he was doing that back in Arizona.
Right,
but he's done that. So, and this move came the same day as Obi's move. So, and it also maybe just ensures that Gilchrist is going to be a safety on this roster.
That's a good point.
Maybe not the starting safety, and also it's insurance because Daryl Worley may or may not get suspended. We just don't really know what that situation is right now. Right. We're not ones to speculate here.
No, we're not.
So, did you like the signing? You were like, cool?
I thought it was cool. I don't have a problem with it. I know there was some people that are like, oh, you know, started making others. Mac stuff started coming up again. Oh, why are you signing this guy and all that kind of stuff? It's like, listen, you got a guy that's going to be released. You fill the hole.
Yeah.
You fill the hole. We ain't doing the cut yet, man. We still got to get through the last preseason game before we do the 53, 90 to 53 cut. So just be patient. Be patient. We want competition. We want people fighting for spots, man.
When we waived Obi, I was certain I was going to see somebody say, well, now that Obi's gone, we got room to sign Matt. I was ready to drink a gallon of bleach if I saw that Twitter post, man. Luckily, you guys are starting to pick up that's not the case. That's not what's holding us back right now.
Right.
And then last but not least, Chris Warren is a first ballot Hall of Famer. According to most of you guys, Chris Warren is the second coming of Bo Jackson. He wears number 34. I've heard him be compared to many great running backs, not just from the Raiders, but just many great. Somebody said compared him to Eddie George. I thought that was interesting because I think he's nothing like Eddie George. Eddie George also famous for looking just like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Look, man, Chris Warren, he's a good back. He's working really hard. I like how physical he is. Now, when I say, now this is pre-DeAndre Washington getting hurt, I said he wasn't going to make the roster. Now there's a chance he might. John's saying that DeAndre's injury is not going to prevent him from making it or not making it. You know, that's not going to be consideration. He's got enough tape out there where John can make a decision without him finishing the preseason.
Right.
But I just kind of feel like, how many running backs are we going to go in with? There's also the Doug Martin question mark,
right?
Which I guess we can get into a little bit later. I just, this kid's going up against 3s and 4s. He's had some series against 2s. He played the bulk of the Rams game, which was just, to me, a throwaway preseason game.
You're right.
He's not getting touched behind the line of scrimmage at all.
Not really. No.
He's benefiting from some great holes on the line. He's hitting the outside clean, and he's ripping off like 5 free yards. So, but I do got to say, at the point of contact, at the tackle, very physical dude.
Yeah,
leads with the shoulder. I like that.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get him down to the ground, man.
It does. But I'm not seeing him getting a lot of passes, and I'm not seeing him in the pass blocking. And my feelings were echoed by John Gruden. He says, he's aware of the Chris Warren hype. He's being asked about him in the press conferences, and he's like, look, this guy's got to get better in other areas. Yeah. We think Chris is an exciting kid, but, we need our running backs to be versatile.
Yeah.
And you know that.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, it's important that they're good on all facets of the game, right? A running back's got to pick up blitzes. A running back's got to be good in pass coverage, got to be able to release and get, those check down passes. And we haven't seen much of that. We know this guy can run the ball.
The boy can run.
The boy can run. But we know he can run the ball, man. And that's what Gruden said. We know he can run the ball. He's shown us that. But he's got to show us all the little other things, right? And he's got to be able to, pick up the offense and really understand where he's supposed to be, in all these packages. So I think that's the biggest key. That's the biggest deciding factor. If he's picking stuff up quickly, then we might see him on here. And I'm the one after the first game was like, this guy's gonna make the team. Yeah. But we got a loaded backfield.
We do.
It's not a clear cut thing when you have you have Marshawn, you have Doug, you have D-Wash, you have Rashard, you got Chris Warren, and you got 2 fullbacks also, man. So, yeah, it's kind of limited there. I don't know how many running backs, Gruden's going to want to take with him.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people are like, well, maybe you guys go to practice squad. Well, that's a possibility. And then there's also a possibility that maybe people take an interest in him too.
Yeah, there's a possibility he doesn't make it, to the practice squad. Right. He doesn't last there.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we'll see what's up, man. We'll see what's up with Chris Warren. I definitely wish him the best of luck. He does excite me. I'm just looking at it for what it is. You got, 2 veteran running backs, and you got 2 guys that have already been productive for this team in Rashard and Washington. Yeah. And then you got Chris Warren, and then you got number 40. Who was that? I don't even know the dude's name, man. 40, man. So there's just a lot of dudes on this team right now.
There's a lot of people there, man.
And with the new cut down rules, it's just, you got to go from 90 down to 53. It's, it's going to be some tough decisions to make on this roster.
The one thing that I can say that I would argue is in his favor is he's young. He has, good lineage. Obviously, his pops played ball, and so that's kind of that would be a factor for me, saying like, you know what, this kid has some potential. Maybe we can get him to that point, so maybe we want to hold on to him and not give him away. That's what I think he's got going for him the most, besides these big games that he's had in the preseason.
Right. He's putting the organization in a tough spot, which as a guy on the bubble,
what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do, man.
Absolutely, 100%. So YouTube, I hope the stream is going well for you guys. You guys going well for you guys? Looks like it's going well.
It looks like.
Those of you listening to the audio,
there.
Yeah, it's rocking right now. Yeah. We got Jim Jackson's in the chat right now. Yeah, they're getting it. They're getting it in. I wish I could pay more attention to this right now, but we're trying to cover a lot right now, and it's time to move on to our new segment. This premiered last week. This is Che's favorite segment.
Yes, it is.
Silver and Black Facts.
Fact.
Never gets old, man.
Silver and Black Facts brought to you by Pro Football Focus. Please follow them at PFF_Raiders on Twitter. That's Pro Football Focus for the Oakland Raiders. So
yes,
if you're a PFF fan, cool. Make sure you follow them, PFF_Raiders, and everything is basically just Raiders related. It's a quick way to get your stats. If you're not a member of PFF, they're going to give you some information for free if you're just following.
Yeah,
right there. So I encourage you to follow them. They've been sending us a briefing every week after the game, and then I've actually been working with Mike. Shout out to Mike over there. And anything I request, man, he's been giving to me. So
that's dope, man.
You may or may not like the grades. You may or may not. Sometimes I don't like the grades. Sometimes well, I saw it differently.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, we talked to Austin about this last year. There's a lot that goes into that algorithm.
Yeah.
So, but use it as a barometer. Just kind of use it as one of your tools. But there's a lot on there. Yards per carry, just all the kind of stats. It's just a quick way to kind of get some key stats.
That's right.
They do nice little spotlights. So, first and foremost, Raiders tackle Donald Penn recorded a 63.8 overall grade against the Packers in 20 snaps. In his first appearance of the preseason and at his new position of right tackle, Penn allowed a sack and 2 total pressures in 13 pass block attempts.
Fact.
It's a fact.
Those are facts. Those are facts, man.
The 63.8. Now, here we go. Here's a score. That seems to me maybe a little bit high, considering he almost got our starting quarterback killed on Friday night. But it's probably about right. But two pressures and 13 and one snack. Many snacks.
Yeah, too many snacks, bro. That's part of the problem. Kick back on the snacks, though.
For the second time in 3 preseason games, the highest graded Raiders player was, want to take a guess?
Markel
Lee with a 91.2 grade against the Packers. Through games played on Friday, Lee's 92.5 overall grade this preseason ranks first among linebackers that have played 40 or more snaps.
Fact.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Lee looks great, man.
Leland.
Lee looks great, man. I really like what I've been seeing from him, man.
Yeah.
He looks ready to go, man.
He looks ready. I was talking to I was talking to Chris Reed today in the DM, and we were talking about the middle linebacker position and how it really is kind of overrated because in a base package like a 4-3 something like that. In today's NFL, you're not in that package too much.
That's right.
You're in the nickel a lot. Well, I think Markel's the kind of guy that can stay on the field in those situations. Young, fast, hitter, knows where to be.
He's got a nose for the ball, man.
Does.
And we're seeing it a lot this season. Last season, we were hoping to see some of that. He struggled. And this season, he's on it, man. He looks well-schooled, very well-prepared, man. And he's if you check his film, too, fundamentally, he's really, really good. You talked about it a little bit, keeping his shoulders, parallel, and he's just kind of sliding.
Yeah.
He's getting there. Even when you think, there's I saw a slow motion play where the running back started to travel the opposite direction. He didn't, get out of control and over-pursue. He just continued to slide. And the running back just kind of figured his way right back to him. And he makes the tackle, man. I'm and that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're taught. Yeah. You're not supposed to, just abandon your area, man. You know what I mean?
How many times as Raider fans have we suffered with linebackers over pursuing their gaps?
Yeah.
Missing, coming off the wrong edge.
Yeah.
Reversing direction when they should be staying put. Just can't stay home. And we got a guy like Markel Lee, young talent.
Yeah.
Seems to be. He's got the poise of a veteran linebacker right now at
That's
this
good.
point. So I think. I'm not a big Derek Johnson guy at this point.
Well, how can we be big Derek Johnson's fans when he hasn't been on the Raiders? He's been a Chief most of his career. But from what we're seeing that these young guys are really, they're standing out.
Yeah.
Derek Johnson, he's playing well, but he's not standing out like
No.
Markel Lee is, man.
Or Morrow for that.
Oh, or Morrow.
We got some motorcycles. Raiders edge defenders got after Green Bay quarterbacks Friday night, led by Shalik Calhoun and Fadal Brown, who each recorded 5 total pressures and a sack. Rookie Arden Key added 2 pressures on only 6 pass rush snaps.
Fact.
This has probably been our favorite story of the entire preseason, right? Is these edge defenders, our defensive line, these guys just getting after it. And Shalik Calhoun, the reemergence of Shalik Calhoun.
That's right.
Talk about these guys, man.
Oh man. So first of all, Shalik Calhoun, he was one of those guys that we were like, well, why is this guy on the team? Why did we draft this guy? Right? Everybody was was just at a loss for words. This is part of the reason why Reggie's gotten so much backlash. One of the guys, right? And then all of a sudden, you get a good defensive coach on the team, schooling them up well, giving them opportunities. And the dude's living in the backfield, man. He's been living in the backfield. And so I really like what I'm seeing out of Calhoun, man. He's pressuring the quarterback. He's making stops. I like what I see out of that guy.
My new nickname for Shalik Calhoun is Jason Voorhees. This guy was left for dead by all the camp counselors last year.
Yeah.
They just ignored him. They let him drown in the lake. And here he comes, rising out the water. And he's back for revenge, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's back from the dead, and you can't stop him.
He is. He's good. He's going, man. I'm digging it, and I'm digging also what Brown's doing on the other side, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fidel Brown with 1.5 sacks. What were you saying about Shalik Calhoun? He didn't get his half a sack. You were going to give him that half
No.
a sack.
I was saying Arden Key.
Oh, Arden Key.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we were talking about Arden Key prior to starting the recording, and I was like, wait, Arden Key didn't get no sack? I'm giving him a half a sack. I'm giving you that half a sack, Arden Key, because you deserve it. Okay, you were in that pile, man.
He does deserve it, bro. He does deserve it. Moving on, Colton Miller had a 45.7 overall grade against Green Bay, 39.6 pass block grade, and a 46.2 run block grade. He allowed 3 pressures and 13 pass block snaps. This is something that maybe Mike can help me with, or maybe Austin can help me with. Colton Miller here grading out lower than Donald Penn, doesn't give up a sack, and I think he gives up, what do we say for Penn? So he gives up 1 more pressure and the same amount of snaps, but I thought he dealt with Clay Matthews better than Penn did.
Yeah.
Yet he grades out significantly lower. So I'm not understanding that, but even still.
Fact.
I mean, it's a fact.
I guess it's facts. Yeah, I don't really understand how that works when you don't give up a sack, but you have a lower rating. But,
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, there's a lot that goes into these algorithms, and it's only one tool, man. And another tool is the eye test,
The eye
which
test.
we all get to do.
Yeah, so you use it all. Use it all. I mean, I saw Miller whiff on a couple. He had a good block to spring that screenplay.
Yep.
But then he's diving and falling on his face too, which also disrupts the play. But it's just, But yeah, I mean, there's facts in there. The fact 3 pressures and 13 pass block snaps, not fantastic, but again, 0 sacks allowed at the left tackle from a rookie. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm coming with that. So. In the secondary, Rayshon Pringle had the highest grade against the Packers at 81.4. He only allowed 1 catch for 10 yards in 25 coverage snaps. Conley allowed 1 grab for 11 yards and 11 coverage snaps. And Melvin, 2 catches for 40 yards and 17 coverage snaps.
Fact.
And we said it last week, man, the secondary, they're like blankets this offseason.
That's right.
They're playing that man-to-man defense. Paul Gunther is loving it right now. He's getting pressure for this front 4, and he's getting locked down man-to-man corners on the outside.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. My only question is if Rayshon becomes a star at some point in his career, is Pringle's going to give him a Rayshon pack?
I want it.
I want that Rayshon pack.
Pringles are fire.
Hook me up with that Rayshon pack.
What's
Rayshon.
your favorite Pringle flavor?
Man, let me see. There's so many of them, right?
There's a lot. I like regular Pringles.
Regular Pringles are good. The originals, you can't go wrong with that. But I mean, I would probably just like the sour cream.
Those are fire.
Sour cream is good.
That green can.
Yeah, that green can. I'm trying to think. There's they make a lot of like random specialty flavors.
Well,
they got that like a pizza one and all that kind of like baked potato and I don't know what.
The pickle one's good. The dill pickle.
Dill pickle was good. That one's good.
One,
Yeah.
Yes.
See what we
And
getting
then-
off topic over here.
And then Lay's try to come through with stacks, and they're just not. They're too thick, man.
and you got a plastic can, like
That's weird.
it doesn't even make the tin sound that Pringles do. You know, like a little and then a ting on the bottom. It's not the same, bro.
You're messing with my chip eating experience stacks, taking the nostalgia out of it, bro. Anyways, read these stats and more by following PFF_Raiders on Twitter. We'll give you a little extra every week, so tune in. We're going to give you a little bit more than what they give you on Twitter, so please tune in for that. Don't make that the only thing you tune in for, but tune in for it anyways. And shout out to Mike Gorelli over there at PFF for hooking up the stats every week. We appreciate you, Mike.
Yes,
Fact.
that is a fact.
That is a fact.
That is a damn fact.
That's our new favorite drop on the show. Let us know if we're wearing it out because we really like that. I like the GIF that goes with it. if you haven't noticed. So coming up after the break, we're going to take a short break here, and we're going to come right back with your boy, Jim Jacks.
Yeah, boy.
And those of you that have been following us are going to finally find out what it is exactly that we've been teasing all along. So hang in there, guys, and we'll see you shortly.
Yep.
Cheers.
Window?
No, window's good.
We gotta leave him?
Yeah. Okay. Motorcycles are nah. Windows got to stay open. I'm starting to pit up over here. Hey, we're on break right now. Jim's ready. He's waiting in the wings, but I just want to say what's up to you YouTubers. Make sure that I see Daniel. I think he just joined a little bit late. Daniel, we gave you a shout out during the intro. Thanks again for the tickets, brother. We repped you well on the Black Hole. We stayed loud when everybody else didn't. Just letting you know, we were out there repping. But Jim's waiting in the wings. So what I want you guys to do on the YouTube chat right now is get some questions ready. Get some questions ready and start firing them at us in a few. We got some questions for Jim of our own. Jim likes to talk, and so we're gonna let him talk. But towards the back end of that interview, we'll be going to you guys for some questions for Jim. We'll fire them at Jim, and he can answer them for you. Because I think interaction is cool.
Yes, it is. It's very cool.
We're living in this virtual world right now. Virtual insanity. What's that song? Jamiroquai. Remember that? I know you was a big Jamiroquai fan. I know you had the hat and everything.
I didn't, man. I didn't have it, man. I wish I did. I'd be rocking that hat right now.
Who was a Jamiroquai fan? What did the crowd at that concert look like?
I don't know, man. It was an interesting one. I can tell you that much. It was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he was entertaining, man. He was an entertainer, bro.
He was cool.
Yeah. I wasn't mad at him. No. I dug some of his stuff, man.
That's smooth. It comes on again. I'm oh yeah, Jamiroquai. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, 90s?
See, the thing that I like about him most, man, was his like that he had that old school sound to his music, man.
Yeah,
that
soul.
That old soul, but like
soul.
also like a little funky, a little disco-ish, little disco, you know, little
disco.
70s disco in there, man. So it was cool. Yeah. I dig that stuff, man.
We're about to get trashed right now for hyping up Jamiroquai. All our metal fans on the YouTube are like,
what
nope.
is this?
Phones are flying out the window
right now.
What is
this? Jamiroquai.
Yeah, Penn looked a little rusty. I mean, he should be rusty, man. He's a little heavy right now. It's all good. It's all good. What's up, Andrea? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Penn may be dizzy too. Very, very dizzy. But you know what? It's Donald Penn, man. He's going to be fine. He's going to whip into shape. He's got a few more weeks to do it. And we're going to talk to Kane about why he thinks Donald Penn is your starting left tackle on the Raiders. So don't miss that take. That's going to be a good one. You know, Kane sometimes has some hot takes, but he always backs them up.
Yeah.
You can't argue with him just having a flimsy take.
That's right.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's why we have him on the show.
That's right.
Right. Well, that's not the only reason why.
That amongst other things, but yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you have conflicting or contrasting ideas with me, as long as you can explain them, man.
Right. So
I'll be mad at you.
Those of you in the chat right now, we are going to be coming back live. I'm going to mute the audio right now to you guys, just in case this goes to voicemail. I don't need you guys hearing Jim Jackson's phone number. He's busy enough as it is. So just hang in there. Yeah. Oh, well, we got a nice little crowd tonight. We got a nice little crowd here in the live stream. I appreciate all of you guys joining us.
Hell yeah.
I wish I was able to look over at this chat a little bit more. But it's really nice to spend the breaks with you guys, and you guys get to talk to each other. There's some really good conversation going on in here right now. Let me tell all of you guys right now that are in the YouTube chat, because I don't see a lot of our original pillagers in here. I see a lot of official pillagers in here. Go to pj4f.com, click on the latest post, and just go down to the comment section. Make yourself a discuss profile. It takes like 2 minutes. I hate when people act like bent out of shape, like, oh, download this app. They're like, oh, I gotta pick up my phone and use my thumbs and just make the profile. I know Twitter has a lot of interesting conversation on there, but PJ4F has great conversation all the time.
Yep.
And we get off topic. If you like off topic,
they get off topic.
They get off topic. Let me shut this fan down. It's my biggest fan right here.
Literally.
It's my biggest fan.
The biggest fan we got.
I love you, fan. Swim fan. All right, I'm going to pause this audio, and we'll see you guys in a moment. You still got that noise, but
a little bit, yeah.
it's okay.
How's this?
You know, it's just something with the internet relay. It's just the noise we get. It's not your phone. It's not your problem at all. It's just something we hear sometimes in the background. It's not bad. But you know me.
Okay, good.
I'm a perfectionist.
I'll talk loud.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right. And we're back here, and we're joined by Jim Jacks, big friend of the show. Welcome back, Jack. Go ahead and tell these people where they can follow you on Twitter.
You can follow me at Jim Jacks Media, and you could also see my WordPress articles there, and also on the Raiders Ramble.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the RaiderRamble.com.
Yeah.
Mario.
That's right. Mario and all the gang.
And Jim, we have a big announcement to make together, but I'm just going to tease this for the Ramble. They got a big announcement coming, and that's all I'm going to say. I don't know when it happens, but they do have a big announcement coming. It's very exciting. I'm excited for those guys. But make sure you check out RaiderRamble.com. Virtually click-free, good coverage, up-and-coming site, independent writers. Check them out. Ad-free, no paywall. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Check out the Raider Ramble. Jim, you've been a great friend of the show, and you're about to see and hear a lot more from a good friend, Jim, and he's here to tell you why. Welcome aboard, Jim. It's good to have you back on the pirate ship.
How you doing, Che?
I'm doing great, Jim. It's good to hear from you again.
You were doing... Man, my wrist hurts from all that knowledge you've been doing, me taking notes. Nice job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, what I did is about a year ago, I was offered a couple jobs to do podcasting, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm anal retentive, and I want to make sure I know what I'm getting into and a way that would make it great for the fans with interaction. So I took about a year to really check out radio sites. I talked to a lot of people on national radio shows, befriended some. They're very kind to me. And then I met you. I had a lot of people that wanted me to be on podcasts or do it with them, and I don't know why, but they asked, and I just didn't feel comfortable. And then we started palling around a little bit, and we kind of had the same passions and the same views, and we decided to create our own podcasting network. It's going to be called the Raiders Podcast Network, and we are also going to have my show with Andrea Trask. She's going to do it with me. And then also we're doing an all-ladies show. We're adding the Just Win Ladies team with Jenny Lynn and Andrea Trask, which is super exciting because it's the only all-female Raiders show out there right now. And they have great knowledge, great fun, super good people. And then obviously you're the third head of the monster with Che and Kane helping out too. So we've decided to do our own thing, but it's not be podcasting because I have to be honest with you. I've started a lot of businesses and I have the attention span of a 5-year-old. So I get bored real easy. So what we're going to be doing is we're already getting a lot of the old Raider players, and we're also contacting many of the new ones, and we're going to try to mix the two together to get young and old fans alike. We're going to be bringing in professional gamblers to also help with people's bets, because I know a lot of people do a few shekels out there. So, and we're also going to get involved with doing remotes as well at restaurants and different places to meet the fans and have live shows where fans can interact with us. And we have just tons of other stuff to do that I don't want to get into because it would take the whole show. But we are really excited about it. And all the people that have contacted us from the Raiders, from fans, and from all of these sites that we've talked to and all of the Raider clubs are very excited. So we've got a lot of stuff. We want fans interaction. We have chefs involved that we're going to do some spots with tailgating. We're going to have people give us the recipes, how they cook. We're going to have chefs actually do demonstrations online and as well at the games. We're trying to get some other things going with some tasting for alcohol, for food, whatever. We're trying to do it all for our fans, and we've been working on this a while. And we wanted to make sure that we came out this year. So I hope everyone's patient with us. This isn't going to start week 1, but give us a month or so and we'll have everything going. And we are extremely excited. we are really going to be that one-stop shop that all Raider fans want to go to. If you have a favorite podcast, God bless, be with them. But we also want you to check us out. We want to make it fun and interactive for the fans, and we are just beyond excited about all the stuff that we have in store for everyone.
Jim, me and the crew, we're very excited to be partnered up with you, and we're very relieved to still remain partnered with Just Win Ladies, our sister show. And it's been great. It's been great talking with you and planning with you. And again, I just want to reset the name because I think it's a great name. It's the Raiders Podcast Network. We'll be launching a site, RaidersPodcastNetwork.com. Look for that site to be coming in the next few weeks or so. It's really just going to be a hub, a place you can go to find out where the other shows are. We're going to start with those 3 flagship shows, and we're going to look to add more content as we go on. Right. A big part of our marketing plan is international. We know that there's a lot of Spanish-speaking Raider fans out there, so getting out to them too is a big push as well. And even in the UK, we want to do this for the fans, and we want to build the community of fans. That's a big part of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Are you excited, Che?
Exactly.
I'm excited. I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited.
Che, I'm so excited. We haven't even really talked much with you. I think we've relayed some information, but you're going to be really huge in this with our Spanish-speaking crowd because we're actually got some things planned. I don't want to give it away because everyone will steal it. But I want people to know that because I think there's a huge amount. I've talked to groups that have almost over 100,000 people in Mexico and in the United States that have said they really don't feel a part of Raider Nation. Right. They kind of look like an outsider. And what RPN is, which we're going to call it, RaidersPodcastNetwork.com, RPN, we don't care about your politics. I don't care who you date, what color you are. We are come as you are. We love you. You're a Raider fan, and that's all we want. So, and that's the spirit that we want. Want a positive experience. When fans come under their site, they feel included. They never feel like they're being trolled or they're being, ripped apart. We want young fans that are just learning the game. We want old fans that know about because we have some huge names that Raider fans are going to be loving that are already excited about some of the things we're going to do. So we're hooking up with some places in the UK and in Mexico and in the United States. And I'm telling you, we're thinking big. So we're either going to be selling oranges in LA or we're going to be on erected in Mount Rushmore somewhere. So but we are so excited, and this Hispanic community is super excited, and we love them. And we're just really excited about our UK neighbors. And there's even other countries that have now heard about this and want to get involved. So we want everyone to feel welcome here because I love the Raider Nation. When you go into the stadium, there's walks of all life there, and it's so exciting to get in there and feel the spirit of a Raider game. And that's what we want. No drama. No anger. We just want a lot of fun, and I'm so excited I can't even stop talking. So I will.
I think one of the things that I see, at least here in the Bay Area, is folks asking, where can I get my Raiders coverage? The local, radio's not trying to cover them.
Yep.
Where can I get more Pillaging Podcasts? And I'm like, we're only doing one show a week. We are doing our remotes, but this is a way for us to partner up with people that we really believe in and bring you quality content.
That's right.
And the first goal is to really get you content every single day of the week so we can carry that Raider Nation conversation 7 days a week. And it's not going to be me and Shay and Kane on the air. It's going to be, our partners. It's people we believe in, our friends and our family, and that starts with Jim, and that starts with the Just Win Ladies crew, and that's what this is from the outset. So we're really excited.
Yeah.
But Jim, I'm also very excited for regular season football to start. This feels like the longest preseason in the history of the NFL.
I'm telling you, I feel like I'm 90 years old because I'm so cynical about the preseason. I was looking up. I think the Chargers have a couple of cheerleaders on the IR, so I think they're having a real rough time in the off season. So I'm excited about the Raiders, and my fans know and my followers know I'm beyond not a homer. I've predicted the Raiders to only have one over 500 season in the last 15 years, and I've been right other than one time. So, and that was last year when I got caught up in the hype. And I shouldn't have done it, but I just went with the Raider fans. They convinced me, but I'm not going to do that anymore. But I'm excited. I don't think it's that good. The Jaguars, I still don't believe in their offense, even though that defense is studly. And the Chargers, which is the blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl cheerleader of the day, I am not sold on them in any way. So I just if you're a Raider fan, look up their history the last 2 years on how many times they failed in the end of the game. In fact, last year, Phillip Rivers broke a string where he did not direct a touchdown at the end of the half or at the end of the game for an entire year. Mm-hmm. And they just are horrible finishing games. And I am not a Rivers fan. I don't believe in them. I still think they throw way too much when they have such a good running game. And their defense, they were near last against the run last year. And Bosa gets a lot of credit, but those guys do not stop the run. So I still think they're going to struggle against the run. And I like the way the Raiders are. Gruden has the offense. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to go back to old 70s offense, pound the ball and throw deep. And I love it.
Here's the thing about the Chargers. They were overhyped last year. Mm-hmm. They were overhyped the year before that. Mm-hmm. And they're overhyped this year.
That's right.
It's a roster, true, loaded with talent. I will give you that. But the road to the Super Bowl does not go through the emergency room. You're not going to find the Lombardi Trophy
this is true.
Down there at General Hospital. That's not where it lives.
Hi, I'm not available to take your right now, so please leave your name.
Jim, are you outside right now by any chance?
No, I'm right inside.
Okay, never mind. It's just my end then. Some issues tonight. All right, we're back, Jim. We lost you there for a second, but we got you back on the line. We were talking about the overhyped Los Angeles Chargers and the AFC West, which right now I think the window's wide open. I think there's a lot of threats that are out there in the NFC. I think the AFC as a whole is wide open. And you said it yourself, the Steelers on the decline, the Patriots maybe now beginning their decline. They got smacked in the mouth last year by the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. This is the time for any team in the AFC to emerge. Why not the Raiders? We got a brand new look. We got the nostalgia of our old coach, offensive mastermind. We got a brand new revamped defense led by Paul Gunther, one of the elite defensive coordinators in the NFL.
That's right.
Why not us? Why not now? Like Khalil Mack says, by any means, let's get the job done this year. I mentioned that the Chargers trying to find the Super Bowl through the ER. You've had a lot of crazy ER stories, I would imagine. Would you like to share some of those?
Too many. I had one, the weirdest one I ever had. I have ones that have to do with things that shouldn't be in people's certain parts. I've got serial killer ones. I've got a lot of crazy stories. Which one you want?
Let's start with the serial killer story, man. That's right up my alley.
You know what happened is I was in school and I was they called me Code Blue because it seemed like every time I was in ER something bad happened. So I was all these disasters, and I remember this one guy. He came in with something called status asthmaticus, and what that is you have such asthma you're literally dying. 100,000 people a year die from asthma, so it's a real deadly disease. So I gave him serial treatments as a student, and he came and turned around. Well, the church I was going to, one of the kids was missing. He was kidnapped, and we couldn't find him. And the FBI came to our church. It was just a huge deal for weeks to months. And this guy that I had done treatments on started befriending the family. He was like overly, oh, I know all this, I'm so, into this, I'll help you. And he started knowing things that no one knew, that only the guy that did it knew. And it ended up he had kidnapped and killed the kid.
Wow.
And if the treatments that I gave didn't work, he would have died and he wouldn't kill the kid. And I'm not kidding. For years, I felt guilty because I thought, oh, my God, I helped this guy and he did that. And the saddest thing is because they arrested him and they didn't fully give him his Miranda rights, or they didn't do something, the guy walked.
Wow.
Dang.
And this happened a long time ago, but he walked and he moved back. He changed his name and moved back east, and I don't know where he ever was. Another thing, I'll tell you off the air. I can't really tell you. I got to kind of change things a little bit because of HIPAA laws. I don't want to go to prison. But this one celebrity was killed years ago, very famous celebrity who was killed. And I was at this hospital, and I was working at this hospital, and I gave this guy treatment. And I looked up his name, and I said, God, this guy sounds familiar. He was the guy that murdered this celebrity. He ended up being the chef at this one restaurant that I go to sometimes. And I guess he had done 8 years in prison and got out and changed his life and got married, had kids and everything like that. I put his name. I said, has anyone ever heard that? Oh, my gosh. It went kind of viral. And all of a sudden, this guy just started getting polluted with stuff. I kind of felt bad, but everyone just started attacking him online. So he closed all his social media accounts. But those are two really weird stories I had.
Very strange. Very
yeah,
strange.
I mean, you never know because we don't look at people when you treat them, and when you do ER, especially on full moons, oh my God, you see some of the craziest things. Especially, I don't know, it's a family show, but the sexual stuff is really out there. You just think, oh my gosh. And I was pretty innocent back then, so they really razzed me a lot with some of the things that patients did. So boy, I could it's crazy.
What's the most head scratcher injury that you've ever seen? Like the guy came in and you're like, how's this guy walking? Or how did you do that? Or give me either that story or give me your the most gruesome thing, the thing that kind of made you recoil a little bit.
I'll give you two in one. We had a guy when I was in school. He and it's a famous case. I don't think I'm telling tales out of. He tried to commit. He was from a Hindu religion or something, and he tried to commit suicide with a certain type of knife. And the way you did it is you fell on it. So you literally fell on it with your head.
Oh man.
Well, what happened to him is there's ventricles in your brain that are just literally open areas. Mm-hmm. Well, this knife went in one ventricle and out the other. So it's literally went in about 2/3 into the brain.
Whoa.
And the guy was alive. So when you went into his room, here's this little guy, weighed about 110 pounds, and he has this huge, ceremonial knife sticking in his head. And there was doctors from everywhere that came and saw him and this is just the thing for any of you, if you have something, if you fall or if you get a cut or if you have a knife in you cut yourself some way or stabbed, do not take it out. Because if you do, you could bleed out immediately. So what they had to do is they had to keep it in, not take it out, sedate him, and then take him to surgery. And I'll be darned if the guy, they took the ceremonial knife out and the guy lived a normal life.
Wow.
I can't believe it. But he had this, it was unbelievable when you seen this guy. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Can he play corner, though? That's the question.
You know what? He wasn't really, his bump and run was real weak, but
more of a ball hawk type, but I like the toughness factor.
We get a couple beers in this off, but I'll tell you some of the other stories, and then, you won't sleep at night, but they'll be fun.
Jim, we're really happy to be working with you. You're a guy that's not only extremely approachable, but you've been extremely knowledgeable member of Raider Nation for some time now. I got to wonder, have you ever met Mr. Raider himself, as the illustrious Jim Jacks ever crossed paths with the late great Al Davis? And if so...
I did. I met him, and I shook his hand. One time I was sitting in my office, and I was eating, I'll never forget it. One of the nurses had bought me, because I love Reese's peanut butter cups, she bought me one of those super big peanut butter cups, so I'm munching on it, drinking some milk, and all of a sudden I get this call, and it's from the Raiders. And I'm like, what the heck are the Raiders calling me for? So the guy on the other, I think it was Rusty, I can't remember if it was Rusty, the trainer, or the longtime trainer of the Raiders, or if it was someone else. But he said, will you guys do the oxygen for us? We had a company that flaked on us. Something happened. Their truck broke down or something. Can you do it? And I said, well, when do we have to do it? He said, in 6 hours. So I said, oh, boy, okay. I said yes. I didn't even know if we could. I just said yes. So we jammed over to the stadium. I had a friend that had a bunch of oxygen tanks. We got on there. We get on. They give us special passes to go on the field. So we're walking around the field like 4 hours before the game, and I meet Brett Favre and Dorsey Levens, and I meet some of the guys, and I walk towards, because Mr. Davis liked to go to the black hole, and I walk over there and I look, and here's Mr. Davis right in front of me. And he goes, who are you? And I go, my name's Jim. He goes, well, what are you doing? And I go, well, we're doing the oxygen, Mr. Davis. And he goes, well, okay. And then he shook my hand and he said, do a good job. So that was and he said, do you love, but he wouldn't let my hand go. And he goes, you love the Raiders, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, that a boy.
I like that.
Just making sure.
Making sure.
Yeah, but he was making sure I wasn't for the enemy.
Don't be bringing no helium.
Lucky. I've been lucky. I met Bill King at a grocery store, and I met Cliff Branch at Home Depot, and I met Lester Hayes at Walmart. So I just walk around, and all of a sudden, here's these Raiders. So I'm pretty lucky that way.
I've seen Lester at Walmart, too. A question, when you saw Cliff Branch at Home Depot, was he wearing all leather?
You know what? He's a dresser. He dresses pretty good.
Yeah.
He sadly, he lost his house last year, the fires in Santa Rosa, because he lived in Santa Rosa. And, he was wearing these really nice sweats. And I don't even know if they were sweats. They were pants that looked like sweats. And he was styling and profiling. I don't think he goes out without looking good. Still in great shape. Probably still could run a 9,800 yard dash. I mean, guy's amazing. So, but yeah, very nice man. Just like Lester, super great. Lester was really nice. He told me he had some hotel or apartment buildings he had purchased in Texas and doing some work on them. So just very cool guys. So yeah,
that is cool. Yeah, Lester's a great guy. The two times I've talked to him, he's just very talkative, very open, and willing to answer questions. He just loves talking to Raider fans. And then lastly, about Bill King, is he a short guy? I've heard he's small in stature.
He is the littlest man that doesn't have a deformity that I've ever met.
Wow.
He is amazing. He is really small. And what was funny is that he died not too long after that. I was doing some paperwork in my desk at home, working at home, and he called out of the blue to KNBR. And Tony Bruno was on the show, and so Gary Radness, Tony Bruno, and Bill King, and then Lo Cohn, who's a Hall of Fame writer. I think he called. I mean, they had all these amazing Hall of Famers, and they just did this 20-minute interview. and it was amazing. And Bill said, I'm going in for a surgery. It should be okay. And then he went in a couple of days later and died I think he died during surgery, and that was his last interview ever. And I don't know how I got it, but I have it somewhere. So, wow. But I have it, and I couldn't believe when he passed away. It really hurt me. So, but yeah, I'm still waiting to meet Mr. Madden. But everyone, Jim Plunkett, Stabler, all the guys, Bill Volpiano, all the guys I've met. So I'm looking, but John Madden's the one I really want to meet.
Man, Raider Nation blessed with some great characters, man.
Yeah.
If you had to meet one Raider, dead or alive, who's the guy that you'd want to meet, Che?
Oh, man. There's too many of them, man.
If you could have a conversation with one guy.
Conversation with one guy.
You know who he is.
You know what? If I would pick Al, man. I would pick Al.
Yeah.
I would pick Al.
Al Davis.
I want to talk to Al. Man.
I'd pick Al, but I'd have Ron Wolf in the back room.
There you go. There you go. That's the truth too.
You gotta get the story straight. You gotta hear it from both sides. I gotta hear from Al, then you gotta go to Ron and be like, Ron, what really happened, Ron?
Now tell us the truth.
See, Al ain't going to give you nothing. Al's smart. I mean, Al in the '60s was saying people were he'd build fences because he thought the other teams were spying on him. So I don't trust Al. He wouldn't tell me anything. But I think Ron would. Did you guys see the interviews Ron Wolf they did at halftime with Ron Wolf? Great stuff.
I have actually not seen that. I was at the game, so I didn't get to see that. And then I'm watching the replay of the broadcast, and it's not in there. So I didn't even know that happened until you said so right now. So I should probably
have to look that up.
Got to look that up on
YouTube. I'll find it for you guys. It was really long too. JT the Brick did it, and he was so gracious. He gave all the credit to Al Davis, and he just said it's a special place. He loves the Raiders, and he felt real positive about the team. He thought things were going to go well this year. So. He should know. He's just such a great, talent, one of the greats of all time.
Jim, it's been great having you on. You've given us so much, your AFC West predictions, your fabulous ER stories, Al Davis interactions out there in the Raider world, the Raider ethos, doing your thing, man. We really appreciate it. I'm very excited for what we have coming.
Oh, it should be amazing and we just, you and I will try to keep up with these guys, Che, Jenny, Andrea, man, they're just so talented. So you and I got our work cut out for us.
We do. We got to corral these folks in here, man. Surrounded by brilliant minds. Kane is out there. He's a wild card. Yeah.
Kane's the man. I still got to meet Kane. So, but like I said, I really look forward to doing some stuff at the games and doing some remotes. So I think that's where we're really shining. We'd love to have a lot of you fans that are listening. Even online, we're going to leave emails there for the sites. We're going to leave places that you could contact us if you have ideas or if you have questions 24/7. I may not stay up 24/7 to answer them, but we will get to you anytime you need to. So please, we're here for you. We want you guys to, this is your site, and we want you guys to feel such a part of it. So we're very excited, and I hope you guys are too. This is going to be really amazing. We're going to change the way that podcasts are done. We have a lot of things you guys don't know about that we're going to be doing, but this is going to be a blast.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to build. Everybody stay tuned for the website and social media accounts, which will be launching shortly. We'll make that announcement right here when they do, so please stay tuned. And once again, Jim, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
Take care, man. You guys have a good night. I'm going to look forward to listening to the rest of the show.
Bless you.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace. Jim Jacks, man.
Jim Jacks.
The illustrious one.
Man, he's got stories, man.
He's been there, done that.
He's been there, man. He's been doing the damn thing.
Been there since been there. He's been Davidson since Ben Davidson, as we would say in Raider Nation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, man, this is awesome, man. This is an awesome thing that we got going here. We hope you guys are excited as we are, because it means a lot, man. It means a lot to have the following that we have, and to have now these, colleagues, you can say, right?
Yeah.
to join us and grow something beautiful, man.
And shout out to Angry Trask, man. She's been a big part of this planning process. This is a three-headed planning team, and now that we've made the announcement, we're going to get everybody that's involved here on board to kind of just bring all the ideas together.
Yeah.
But it was the three of us that came together as representatives of our show, of our platforms, to really push this into effect. And so now that the ball's rolling, get ready because we ain't stopping, man. And just in case you guys are wondering, the Pillaging Podcast will not change. We are going to stay right here for you. We're going to keep going on Sunday nights.
That's right.
And delivering you hot content as much as possible.
Hot.
And we love interacting with you. So ain't nothing changed. We're just building. We're just going to get bigger. We're just adding more items to the menu. We got combo items coming to the menu.
Yeah.
We got regular fries. Now we got curly fries. Watch out. We might have waffle fries in a couple months. Look out. Variety.
There's there could be some sweet potato fries, but I mean, depends.
I like a good sweet potato fry.
Yeah.
There's
some people that have some really like they get angered by sweet potato fries.
I've come around.
There's some people that don't like the sweet potato.
Here's the issue with the sweet potato fry, if I may. I don't know what to dip them in. They don't taste right in ketchup.
I feel you on that.
I'll do mayo and French fries. I'm that dude.
Okay.
They don't taste right with the mayo.
Okay.
Mustard.
So we just got to find a complimentary condiment.
Maybe like a curry sauce.
Ooh.
Right?
Now you're thinking.
That sounds kind of good, huh?
Now you're thinking.
Yeah. Or like the orange sauce that they have over at what's that spot up there in San Jose everybody goes to? La Vix.
There you go.
La Vix. They have an orange sauce. Everybody loves that sauce. I've had some leftover, and I've had the sweet potato fry. Those go well together.
Okay.
So like a creamy, spicy hot sauce with like a curry with that nice savory bam in there.
You're putting people on right now.
I am.
Because people are going to just make the trip to La Vix just so they can get some dipping sauce for the sweet potato fries.
Look, La Vix is one of the few taquerias you'll go to on a Friday night that has security out front. Yeah,
they do.
Legit security out front. I'll tell you right now, and if you work at La Vix and you're listening to the show, I don't take this personally. The food's all right. Like it's cool. It's neither great. It's not bad. It's good. It's above average. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it, but that orange sauce, they already know. That's what put them on the map.
Oh yeah,
they already know.
That's why they sell it.
That's why they sell it. That's it. Nobody knows what's in it, man. That's kind of what freaks me out.
Secret sauce.
Maybe Jim Jacks knows.
He knows everything else, man. He might.
The orange sauce protected by HIPAA too, so unfortunately we can't talk about that. Man, I feel like I'm just waking up right now. So we're gonna take a short break. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Right, so
it's good.
Let's take a break. We're gonna hear from some of your calls. We got a lot of calls, man. So if you're watching the live stream, hang in there and listen to these calls. Maybe send some comments. We never got to the chat questions.
Oh man.
With the segment, we're up against the clock right now, bro.
Well, yeah, we had the technical difficulties, so forgive us for that, man. If it wasn't for that, we would have got to you.
Absolutely,
man, for sure.
Can't trust it, man. Technology.
Yeah.
I love technology, but not as much as you see. Always and forever.
Yeah.
Fact.
All right.
Oh, man.
It's time to go to break. Thank you to Jim Jacks. I also forgot to tell you, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Jacks wins.
That's right.
That's right. Jacks wins. So shout out to all of you. Make sure you check out Just Win Ladies this week. They'll be dropping in a couple days. If it hasn't dropped already. I don't know when you listen to the show. You got your own agenda. Listen to the damn show. Listen to Just Win Ladies and jump on board this Raiders Podcast Network. We're going to have a lot of fun. Che, let's take a quick break.
Yo.
Let's see these fools on the other side.
Peace.
Turn this back on. Andrew wants to know why you're wearing shorts, Che. I'm wearing shorts too.
Because it's hot. That's why.
It is hot.
We don't live in Alaska, Andrew.
Bobby Wasabi. I'm gonna let Andrea answer that question because I'm probably gonna fuck it up. Yeah, Tuesdays. Yep. I knew that. I usually listen to the show usually on Thursday, my last day of work. I'm usually listening either Wednesday night or Thursday. I kind of like listening to that show at night. I don't know what it is. They got like a nice like subdued vibe, like their humor.
There you go.
The way it slips in. I don't know, it's just like a good nighttime listen.
Just want to like sip on some wine.
Yeah, it's like chill.
Just turn the lights down low.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, wait a second now. You're going to get me in trouble. I saw you leave me there.
Yeah. Wait.
All right, Chad. Che's going to join you guys on the chat right now. He's dialing up his phone. I got my keyboard right here. I'm going to get off these mics, and we're going to listen to these calls. I'm going to write up my notes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Kenny, Shay, what up, family? It's Raider Raymond calling out the Northwest. What? It's smoky as hell out here with all these fires and whatnot. Thank y'all for putting the podcast together, for the blogs, for shouting me out on Twitter, talking to me on Twitter and all that. You know what? It's the #1 podcast where I get all my Raider information. First and foremost, I love the segment with Kane. You know what I'm talking about? I might not know about 100% what everybody else know about, but all I know is that it's Raiders. Now I'm talking about. Shout out. You know what I mean? Have a good one, y'all. Have a good week.
Kenny, Jay, Kane, it's El Wapo. Man, can you tell a difference with the coaching? I mean, damn, that preseason, that's the first time in a long time that I've ever seen the whole defensive team talking. They were making adjustments on the adjustments off the offensive line. At one point, and this is how you can tell how good the team is getting, and that our coaches know what the hell is going on. We had Matt Stafford call a timeout because he was scared shitless. Every single time he made an audible, they made adjustments. When they saw something, they were calling it out. He was scared. He knew, our defense knew exactly what was coming at him. He took a timeout. I mean, that shows a lot. And Connor Cook, man, he made me talk shit talking sandwich because for the longest time, he looked like a deer in the headlights. Did not look like he was going to be able to make it. And look at him now. He outshined EJ Manuel. He looked like a fucking gunslinger out there, just chucking them balls out there. He looked confident. He was throwing down. I like what I saw, man. I mean, anybody should look at that. That's the first time in a long time where I was like, damn, that's just our supposed to be our duds. The guys that are supposed to come up when everybody's injured, and they're making shit happen like that. You should be happy. I mean, I'm happy. That was a good win. That was a good game. They played well. I liked it. I like where we're going. I think we're headed to a good season. Just seeing that in general made me feel a hell of a lot better. Anyone not, I mean, like Kane said, coaching fucking matters. It does. Look at them. We got dogs now. They look hungry. You know, they got some respect. They know what they're doing out there. That kind of reminds me of the bad brother in the Hangover story. Remember when he's all retarded, all dumb, and everyone thinks he's retarded or whatever? and all of a sudden they got him inside the casino, and he's freaking counting, calculating, doing calculus and shit. That's how the team looks. They look like they already know what the play is. They have it on lockdown. They look great. Well, that's my little spiel for the day. Sorry for the little stuttering problem, but you guys have a good one, man. Wapo out.
Hey, what's up, Kenny and Jay? This is Splatterhead from the Fan Club Blitz over at Murph's Fan Cave. I had to call up, man. You said you didn't want me in your backyard. I'm like, what's up? Truth be told, man, I may have been there before because I grew up in Salinas. I know our show's very Jersey-centric, but I'm Salinas born and raised. So, you know, living in Salinas, you gotta cut through some backyards sometimes. You gotta know every shortcut to get home to, you know, dodge some stuff. And so I could have been in Kenny's backyard. Who knows? Who knows? We go to a lot of away games out here for the Raiders because we're so far on the East Coast, and people are like, yo, you going to an Eagles game? Ain't you scared to wear your Raiders gear there? I'm like, dude, if you've been to an Alisal North High game, you're not scared to go anywhere, and that's the truth. Got to keep it Raiders related, right? So I'm in the grocery store today, and I got somebody who's, you know, he's a Patriots fan, but he talks to me about football all the time. And he listens to all the talking heads and follows all the social media stuff, so he hits me up.
Some issue.
Are they going to sign Mac or what? I understand it coming from somebody who's a Patriots fan. He's a young kid, but to the Raiders fans out there, knock it off, man. Nobody is trading Mac. Mac is not going anywhere. Everything's going to work out, and that's all I got to say. I like the show, dig it, love it. Hopefully you guys will check us out too. We have a lot of fun. Do a little drinking, talk a little shit. And that's the other reason I wanted to call you guys in, so Murph makes me edit out all my shits and fucks. All right? Go Raiders. Love the show. Peace out.
Good morning, fellas from Colorado. This is G-Paw. Just sitting here wondering what's going on. Markel Lee is rising and it's looking great. Their preseason game one was okay. They looked pretty good. But I'm really looking forward to Saturday's preseason game against the Rams, and I'm looking for Chris Warren to really shine in this one again. Just please, let's hear what you guys think, because I'm really interested. And let's get this thing going, guys. Raider Nation is alive and kicking. Let's go, baby. Just win, baby. Okay, Google, stop.
When I say Oakland, you say Raiders. Oakland. When I say autumn, y'all say wind. Autumn. When I say one, y'all say nation. One. When I say just, y'all say win. Just win, baby.
Yo, Kenny and Che, this is Monster Mash from New Jersey. Yeah, man, just recapping that game against the Rams. I might be crazy, but I actually liked it a lot. I thought, why show the other team we're going to play in week one what we have, keep those aces up our sleeves, run the ball down their neck. We got a great look at C-Dub-3. That's what I call him, C-Dub-3. He looks great, I think, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, what do I know? I'm just a fan. But I think he's got that number 2 spot, locked up. You do Lynch, Chris Warren, Jalen Richard, and we'll see what Doug Martin has left in the tank. But I think we've got a pretty good run game there. A little worried about that offensive line backups. These guys ran right through them. Our backup quarterbacks look like garbage. But you know what? That is what it is. hated watching NFL Network call this game. They had the guys in the booth, Chris Schrager, something about his face. I just want to punch it, I don't know what it is. And Burleson wearing a Rams shirt. What is that all about? Show some loyalty. Anyway, if it weren't for Kay Adams, nobody would watch that show. I'd like to show her some illegal hands, if you know what I mean. Anyway, moving on. Ryan Switzer and Griff Whalen is going to be a good fight to see who gets that roster spot. I think they both are producing. Anyway, you guys are doing a great job. Hope to have better news next week with the Packers. I hope we don't play our starters too much. But Nick Nelson on the defense, he looks pretty good. I know he let go of one bomb there, but that's all right. And Cowser making the second play, or another play on the second game. And then Maurice Hurst getting that sack. All right, I'm really excited, fired up. Raider Nation for life. Love you guys. Anyway, one more thing. If you haven't heard on the West Coast, Einstock beer, white ale. It's the tits. All right, peace out.
Kenny, Che, happy Sunday. It's your boy 303, calling from beautiful Denver, Colorado. Hey man, that game yesterday, good Lord, kind of anticipated it was just going to be a bunch of nothing. But anyways, quick takes from the game. Chris Warren, wow, beast. Hopefully he makes the team. We could use a big back, especially after most likely Marshawn retires this year. He'd be a great back to use late in games when we want to hammer out the clock. We all know Gruden loves those big backs. Conley, he was healthy, looked clean, looked crisp. He moves really well. Really excited about him. Of course, PJ Hall and Mo Hurst. Boy, those guys, we could have something special. Question marks. What the hell's going on with our backup QB? We weren't going to go far. Not many teams could go far when a backup QB comes in, but man, we pray to God that Carr does not get hurt this year. So what I see is that we're going to be running the ball a lot, really balanced. We're not going to be passing 40 times a game, especially with a rookie left tackle and Donald Penn. Still haven't even seen him play, so we don't know how good that coverage is going to be. Anyways, or that protection is going to be. Really excited to come out to Oakland, see everyone, just hang out, listen to some hip-hop, eat some good tacos, tailgate with Raider Nation. I'll be there Friday, and then I'm really excited as I'm going to be in opening night as well. So anyways, see everyone Friday who's going to be there. Raider Nation, you know who you are. Let's represent. 303 is out.
What's up, Kenny and Jay? It's Brian Nichol from London, Ontario, Canada. Just wanted to call and say just a couple things. Thank you for a great podcast. Nice and clean. It's fun to listen to. And on nights like tonight, it helps me make it home. I drive for a living, so it's get me through the night sometimes. So thank you for that. But anyways, I wanted to call. We've got this game coming up with Green Bay on Friday. It's Thursday morning here, and I just kind of wanted to talk about what I'm looking forward to seeing the most. And everyone wants to talk about Mo Hurst and PJ Hall and Arden Key and the pass rush. But what I'm really looking forward to is seeing what will probably look like our starting secondary. Penn at right tackle. I'm hoping he gets to play. I haven't seen anything whether he's playing or not in the game, but if he is, it'll be interesting to see how this move works out. But anyways, if you guys got a chance to kind of discuss those two things on the show, I don't know what we'll do here, but anyways, thanks again for the show. And go Raiders.
Hey, what's up, Pillaging Podcast? My name is Shane. I'm a fairly new listener. I've listened to your last 2 podcasts, and I've gone back not too far. I don't have the time to watch or listen to all of them, but since Gruden was hired, I've been listening on up while working. Following you on social media, YouTube. I've donated a little bit of my money, stuff like that. And I'm not sure if you've touched on this yet or not. I'll find out sooner or later when I catch up again. But supposedly the Las Vegas Stadium won't be done until 2020, 2021, despite what I've also read online about it being ready for 2020. And the last I read, our lease is up in Oakland this year. So if our lease is up and we don't re-sign with Oakland for another year, where do you guys think we're going to play a home game in 2019? Especially if the stadium isn't done on time. I mean, I'm assuming we will get another lease in Oakland until the new stadium is open. But yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know. And I was just wondering who your guys' favorite players on our current roster right now are. I appreciate everything you've been doing. I've been listening intently. I love what you're saying. And it's just great to have a Raiders podcast and an NFL podcast that I can appreciate and listen to on a semi-daily basis. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks.
Good morning, fellas. It's G-Paw in Colorado. It's 8 a.m. I have some things to ask you that I would not like played on air. I need for 5. Hey, Kenny, Shay, it's 9 a.m. Get this.
Kenny, Che, Raider Kane, this is Monster Mash from New York. I just wanted to give a quick rundown on the game from last night. I know you guys get to watch it in real time. You guys were I think you guys were actually at the game. I saw your Twitter feed. Where I'm on the East Coast, tired. But you know what? Like a real fan, I watched the whole game. Just real quick, defense. Wow, Gunther, real MVP right there. I hope it carries through to the real season. I hope Mac was watching it at home and be like, damn, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna fuck shit up. Sorry for the bad language, but you get it. Anyway, offensive line play. I know Penn was starting over at right tackle, but that was pretty tough. He almost sent Carr, to the IR in the first couple of plays. But hopefully we get that squared away, and I don't know, maybe flip him back to the left side, or maybe we just let him go and roll with the younger dude. Anyway, great overall defensive outing last night. Really exciting. I can't remember the last time I was so excited for more than one player on defense. Conley and Melvin locked it down. Shalom. I wish Shalom Luani could make the team. I don't know if he's going to make it, but if he would just snag one of those interceptions, I think he'd be up there. But I know we're thin. And Nick Nelson, he was stride for stride when that dude caught the long bomb, but I think I'm really excited for him. I think he's got a solid nucleus for the next couple of years, man. PJ Hall, Hurst, Key, Mack, Irvin, Lee, Melvin, Conley, all great players thus far. I'm excited. I don't know about this. I didn't even go on the second string quarterback, third string quarterback, because wow. I mean, if I had to say, maybe it's going to be, it ain't going to be Connor Cook, but EJ Manuel, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for putting out great radio. Hope you guys had a good vacation. One more week of preseason, then we get to the long Sunday of watching other teams that suck, and then save the best for last for Monday night, second game. Very excited. Raider Kane, can't wait to play fantasy football. My money's coming through, buddy. Something went wrong with the link that was on there. Anyway, no big deal. Take care. Raider Nation for life. Bye.
Kenny, Shay, It's your boy, 303. Just got back in Colorado. So awesome to see you two, see Kane. Got to meet Dutch. Got to meet X-Rated. So awesome to feel the love in the Bay. Great experience this weekend. Obviously, I got in the suite and got on the field. But my takeaways from the game, obviously what stands out most is our D-line looks nasty. I mean, I can't wait once 52 gets back and you pair him up with Urban, and then you got the 2 D tackles rotating Hurst and Hall, and then get Key in there. I mean, we could be a top 5, top 10 team easily in sacks. Don't know what to make of the offense. I'm definitely not impressed with Martin. Get him the hell out of there. Carr looked a little off on that one play to Cooper. I mean, he should have hit him for a touchdown. So I guess it's just TBD, to be determined for the offense, because Gruden's being super secretive like Bill Belichick, and we can only hope that the offense will gel, and it looks like the defense is going to carry this team at the beginning, but I could be completely wrong. So anyways, I will be seeing everyone soon. I'll be back at the tailgate, definitely for the Browns game. Much love, Raider Nation. Thank you for the love. This is 303, and I'm out.
Kenny and Che, what's up? This is Don calling from Queens, New York. What the deal is? Glad to see everything's working all right for the pod. Missed y'all last week. Keep myself going, listen to y'all ball on Sunday night. Try to have fun and have a drinking game. Every time Matt gets talked about in the podcast, I'm going to take a drink. Hopefully I'm not drunk. Basically, I like what our defense is looking like. It's looking real solid. Offense ever get it together, I think we're going to be all right. If we finish top 10 in offense and top 20 in defense, I believe we make the playoffs. That being said, we got a lot of little young pubs ready to turn the Thundercats, just waiting for the big cat to come through and sign and get this thing started. Hope it's the Reggie and Max team get together, throw the egos out the window and realize we're chasing a dream. That's to bring home that Super Bowl. I keep it short like I always do. Holler at y'all cats later. Be good. Oh, and if the pillagers are a bunch of females, why don't the females come out and shout y'all out a little bit? Make the Raiderettes be known. All right? Later.
What up, guys? It's Kobos calling in from Texas. All I want to say is Khalil Mack, who? No, I'm just kidding, but in all seriousness, like, that D-line, man, it looks pretty good. Young guys all over. Good depth everywhere. Just imagine it with Khalil Mack. Also, I don't know about our offensive line, man. That offensive line looks a little shaky. Hopefully it all works out. Hopefully Donald Penn gets that rust off. We'll see what happens. Can't have another season with Derek Carr getting hurt. You can see how pissed Gruden was after the game. Also, how come one of you guys ran on the field and got tackled by a security guard? Come on, man. What was that all about? All right, man. Well, sounds good. Thank you, guys. See you all next time.
Good evening, Pillaging Podcast. It's your buddy JFB chiming in again. Looking at the interwebs, seeing quite a few Khalil Mack internet rumors. Coming up, the trade rumors for Khalil Mack are going to ramp up until he gets into camp these next few weeks. And what fun would it be to talk about the most likely scenario, which is that he's not going to be traded. I don't think he should be traded. I don't think he will be traded. It's obviously much more unlikely he gets traded than he doesn't, or however you would say that. But what fun is that to talk about? I'm here to talk about trading Khalil Mack. What should we do if we trade Khalil Mack? Well, the first thing I want to say is why you might want to consider trading Khalil Mack. Fun takes. Here we go. One, it's the NFL. What are the chances that Khalil Mack or any defensive end at 32, 33 years old at the end of some ridiculous contract extension is any type of good value. So you look at it, we're not getting anything from Khalil Mack now, not even in camp. He might not even play week 1. And then you think about it, when he's 33 and getting paid $28 million, probably not going to be that good either of a deal. So, I mean, Khalil might be the 1%er that's still kicking ass at that part of his career and doing better, but that's, not very likely. And guys don't stay on one team their whole career. Guys like to retire, go home, go back this and that and the third, so likely we're going to lose him anyways. So we might as well trade him at his peak. Now's his peak. Also, injury history, injuries could happen. He hasn't missed a game. Is he going to just never miss a game? Probably not. So he might get hurt occasionally. He's due. That tends to happen when you're older. Tends to also happen once you get paid. And he's about to get paid like crazy. So those are some reasons you drifted out there, right? Buy low, sell high. Khalil Mack, trade value, probably never going to be higher than it is right now. So what happens if you do trade him? First thing, don't overreact. Here's why. Herschel Walker trade. That's a fun one to go back and look at historically. First thing that happened is the Cowboys traded Herschel Walker a couple games into the 1989 season and proceeded to go 1-15. So they probably weren't too stoked about that trade at first. I think 1-10 after the trade. The Minnesota Vikings, on the other hand, first carry. I'm looking at the box score. First carry. Herschel Walker runs for like 58 yards. They proceeded to have 150 yards this first game. He was returning kickoffs. They won. Everyone thought they won the trade. Remember Richard Seymour? Traded him. Got him. 2 sacks first game. Thought we won. Calm down. If we trade Khalil Mack, calm down. And then the next thing, what should we get for him? Well,
what a time to cut off that call. What a time. That was a lot of calls, guys. We're going to jump right back on the air right now and recap all this for you. All right, let me turn Che's mic back on. Che, you're officially back on the podcast.
Oh, I'm back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I never left, but I'm back.
Andrea is trying to figure out what a Mongolian haircut is. That's true,
I was
Andrea.
like, I don't know that I could describe that to you via words, man.
It's basically imagine pretty much all the head shaved except for the back, bowl.
The top.
Yeah.
But what is this part of the head called, man? Right here.
I don't know,
man.
Crown?
The crown?
No, the crown's up here.
No,
it's like the back.
The top. Back portion of your head.
Yeah.
It's got that little nugget of hair.
Yeah, and then a long skinny ponytail that comes off.
Well, it grows out, but so if at first it's gonna start off, it's gonna look like a Rottweiler's tail.
Yeah.
And then and then you gotta grow it out to a length where you can braid it, and then you're cool, fool.
Then you're cool, fool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Mongolian warrior thing. You got to check it out. Google it. That's my life. That's the world that I live in. But yeah, let's jump back onto the show proper, and we'll get it cracking.
Yep.
Yeah, Kobos, the goatee is mandatory. Mandatory. Let's see here. All right. And we're back. Lots of calls this week. We had a lot of calls from the week prior when we were off. But
yes, we did.
I decided to go ahead and include those.
Yeah.
Because it's relevant. We're not going to recap that game, but we are going to recap your calls. So let's get back to my notes here. First off, Raider Raymond, man, we got you, Ray. The shout out, it's obligatory. We got to represent all of our Pillager family. So
always
always, man, thanks for coming on board. Thanks for following us. And thanks for listening to the show. Most of all, thanks for calling in and giving us some props, man. That's our paycheck right now.
Yep.
And speaking of paychecks, man, we got, thanks to your donations, everybody out there, all of our pillagers, we are now able to purchase all of our remote podcasting gear, and most of our promotional gear.
Yeah.
We pretty much hit close to our target out of the crow's nest. We want to get out in front of you.
That's right.
We thrive on fan interaction. That's why we started the YouTube chat. We love it, man.
Yeah.
That's why we're so interactive on Twitter too.
Yep. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's just Raider Nation it's a family. It's a culture. It's a religion. And right now our church is at the O.co.
Yes, it is.
And we gotta pass the basket around a little bit.
Pass the basket around.
So this show will never be behind a paywall, but we do ask if you can give $1 a show. You can even go to the donation site and you can set up a subscription donation. So we are donating $5 a month, $5,000 a month if you're really balling. But man, we appreciate that, Raider Raymond. El Wapo, man, coaching effing matters. Make sure you go to DC4L Custom Tees and buy the Coaching Fucking Matters t-shirt.
There you go.
You seen it?
I seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it.
I need to get mine. But throwback to the week 2 game, El Wapo. We weren't on the air. I was celebrating my birthday. I was AWOL. I was out there in Valencia, California, over there at Magic Mountain, getting on a bunch of rides.
Yeah.
Tempting fate. My final destination was not there this year. It was almost there last year when I got stuck 700 feet in the air on the drop of doom for like 6.5 minutes with my lady waiting below. I made it. I said I would never get on the ride again. What did I do? I rode it 3 times.
You would have got on it a whole bunch of times.
And they teased me, man. They said they added virtual goggles to that drop ride. And when I got there was no virtual headset, no VR headset.
Come on, man.
I know. Splatterhead. I spent some time out in Salinas myself. Splatterhead. I lived out there for a little over a year. I worked out there for a couple years. I've hopped a few fences in my time. Alisal ain't no joke.
It's no joke, bro. I used to go over there for away games too, man.
You played out there.
Yeah,
huh?
I played out there, bro. Their fans are no joke, man.
Yeah.
They're all along the fence, man. They're just like, you're gonna lose. Or like, your football team ain't that good, but I like your spirit, man.
Yeah, East Alisal, man. That's a neighborhood right there. That's a neighborhood. If you can survive out there, you can make it pretty much anywhere. This should be a reality show like the one Naked and Afraid, where they just drop you off on East Alisal, see what happens.
Yeah. That's way tougher, bro. I promise you that.
Yeah, for sure. I'd rather sleep in a hut and drink rainwater, bro. I really would. But got some taco shops out there that are pretty fire, though.
Hey, man, they got a lot of good stuff out there.
They got a lot of good Chinese food out there, too, actually, Salinas. But, yeah, man, so actually, I like Salinas. It's for real, Salinas is a bit of a war zone, but it's a big city with a lot of history. The weather, in my opinion, is perfect.
Yeah.
And good food. I mean, there's some good folks out there. Salinas gets a bad rap, but it don't mean that what you heard ain't true.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. But facts, Alisal ain't no joke. Haven't gotten to your show yet, Splatterhead, but I am subscribed, and it's in my queue. I do listen to Raiders Fan Radio. I've checked out Mikey and Murph, and you're on the radar, man. We're going to be listening to you this week. So thanks for calling into our show. Shits and fucks live at Pillaging Podcast.
Yes, they do.
We don't cut those out.
We don't cut those out. We keep those.
So I apologize for those of you riding with your youngins in the car, but by now you should already know. Okay? You should already know. You start the show after you drop them off at school, and you head into work.
Or you just tell them earmuffs.
Earmuff it up.
The whole show. Earmuffs.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. And please don't play this on your desktop speakers. I'm not responsible for what happens if you do so.
Make sure you got a set of headphones, man. Some earbuds, some earpods, man. There you go.
G-Paul, thanks for calling in, man. Make sure you email me your address so I can get you those tickets. You called in. There's a couple calls you said not to play on air, so I play these calls live through the YouTube during the stream. So I shut those calls off. Your secret's safe with me, but I've not listened to those messages yet. I will listen as soon as we get off the show, and we'll get in touch. Looking forward to seeing. Well, I won't see you out there, unfortunately. I won't be at that game, but I'm looking forward to hearing how you did out at that game, what your experience was. Monster Mash, man. Rams game, it was interesting. I mean, what can you say about two teams not wanting to get hurt, not wanting to show their hand? Warren definitely showed out in that game.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to say about that Rams game, man?
I mean, it's exactly that, right? Nobody was showing their hand. Everybody was just playing real conservative. There's not much to say, man.
Yeah.
Warren did his thing again. That was pretty much it. You saw, you like what you saw from the defense. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
I got a controversial take, and I don't want to offend any LA Raider fans. This is not my intention. But a lot of people romanticize the Raiders' return to the LA Coliseum.
That's right.
Look, that place is a dump.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible place to watch a football game.
I mean, that stadium's been standing since when? Like they built that for the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And that's been going for forever, man. And it's nothing's really changed since then. So we talk about the Coliseum here being a little bit, back in behind the times.
Right.
Right. Well, the LA Coliseum ain't much better, bro.
No, and at least in Oakland, you're right on top of the action. The parking lot's cool.
Yeah.
I won't say there's not fights in Oakland. There's fights, man.
Yeah.
You get 60,000 people in a bowl and you ply them with alcohol.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
But the LA Coliseum, it's notable. That's cool. I mean, it was preseason, but man, it's over and done with now.
And they're putting. I don't know. You saw that they were doing all these, these upgrades to the stadium.
Yeah, why?
But they're building a new stadium. I don't understand why you're spending all that money on upgrades. I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Maybe
For 2 years, isn't that the plan for 2 years?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I'm just, whenever I see the LA Coliseum, I'm like, man, I was pretty young when they were in LA. My dad went to a couple games down there, and he just said it's a terrible place to see the game. You got the track that runs around the field. Even if you're in the first row down there, you're still pretty far from the action. And it was a hot day out there. Yeah. So those of you that went out the game and tough through that, good on you. I'm happy LA Raider fan got to see him in the Coliseum. Yeah. That's cool, man.
I'm happy you showed.
Yeah.
I'm happy you showed. You showed out. You guys showed out, man.
Yeah.
It was all blacked out.
People were like, "Oh, the turnout wasn't that great." That place seats 100,000 people.
Yep.
It's not going to look packed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's always going to look desolate, man.
Yeah.
It's always going to look spaced out.
Yeah, and it's a hot day again. It was a preseason game, so what do you expect? But I mean, that's cool. It's cool they got back there, and we didn't get away with the W. But hey, man, Raiders return to LA.
Yep.
We'll be back again eventually. LA Chargers, and won't be in the Coliseum, but hey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do expect Raider fan to be out there. So.
Oh, it'll be under their home game.
The Chargers.
Especially against the Chargers.
Chargers moved away from San Diego to try to get away from us. Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
303 Raider, man. D-line is definitely special already. That rotation is going to be bigly. Backup QB, always a question mark in my opinion.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a question mark, you'd be starting.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
I mean,
people would be shelling out money at you, bro. They'd be trading it their best players to try to get you.
Two things that's true about the back quarterback. He's almost always the most popular guy in the town.
Yep.
Right? They say that.
Yep.
And number two, the most successful backup quarterback is the one that never sees the field.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
This team will go as far as the defense takes us, and this quarterback that we have named Derek Carr is going to go as far as this offensive line takes us. That's the one thing I think, if anything, you should be concerned about right now is that tackle position.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're going to talk to Keenan about that very shortly.
Yes, we are.
Brian Nickel, man, Canada in the house. What's up? Shout out to all the drivers out there. I like driving because I like listening to music, talk radio, podcasts. That's my me time. You like driving?
I mean, I like driving.
Mm-hmm.
I got used to it traveling back and forth to San Diego. You just get used to being in the car. Plus, all of our vacations and all our family vacations when I was younger, they were always in the car, bro. We didn't fly nowhere, bro.
Yeah,
we getting in the car. We getting up early. We can get on the road, and we can get to where we want to go. But it's gonna take a little while.
That's gonna take a bit.
So I got used to being in the car. So I'm cool with driving. Yeah, I'm cool with driving.
Rider Nation. We're gonna call that Rider Nation. But that your call was a little earlier, in the preseason here. So your points are a bit outdated. That's not on you. That's on us. We took a break. I'm not taking shots at you. But I hope we addressed your points already. We kind of talked about that earlier on. But another point about the secondary, which, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but this line makes our secondary look a lot better automatically, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
When you see Stafford and when you saw Hundley and Kaiser, I mean, those cats is under pressure.
Uh-huh.
You're getting the ball out. That secondary's loving it.
Yes.
Loving it.
They are.
But if you really want some perspective on how much better this secondary is, go watch these Chiefs preseason games and see your boy Amerson out there. He's getting torched.
How you feel about that pickup, Casey?
Huh? We stole one from the Raiders. Yeah, you did.
Thank you. Thank you for stealing that one.
Appreciate you. Shane, man, welcome aboard the ship, Shane. Thanks for following us on Twitter. Thanks for listening to the show. We touched on this at the front of the show. I'm talking about the relocation. Most likely, the team's going to be either in Oakland, and I mean, what I'm hearing is San Diego, Qualcomm Stadium. My money is we won't be here next year. As you know, things between the city and the team soured a long time ago.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own opinions on Mark Davis. I think that they want to get out of town. I think, obviously, as a Bay Area fan, it's a big mistake.
Yeah.
They don't owe us nothing. I mean, what I mean to say is they can do whatever they want.
Right.
I mean, I feel like they owe us to stay because
Yeah.
we spend them good money.
Yep.
But I mean, I think they're gone, man.
Yeah.
I think this relationship it's over and it's sour. It's at the point now where you're already talking to some other chick. And you don't really, there ain't no spark with your girl, and she done seen the text messages. It made time just to get out, But that's the writing I'm seeing on the wall right now.
Yeah,
I can't say too much about it, but that's kind of what I'm hearing. There's a lot of rumors out there where we might go. Levi Stadium. I don't. That ain't gonna happen. That ship sailed.
No.
San Jose State. They have benches for seats, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That'd be wild.
That wouldn't work, man.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work. I'm telling you, that would not work.
No, not at all. So
They don't even have beer vendors out there, bro.
They don't, huh?
They don't have beer vendors. I went to a San Jose State game, and there was a bunch of homies from San Diego, and they're like, "Where's the beers? Where do they sell the beers at?" Because everyone's used to going to Qualcomm to watch San Diego State games.
Oh, okay.
And there's beer.
Really?
So but not at San Jose State.
Really?
Zero. It was dry, bro.
Man, Gordon Biersch needs to come through, do something
right?
about that.
Right?
Last time I went to a San Jose State game, they were selling beer, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're talking like 99 or something.
This was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, so Monster Mash, Luwani remains a fan favorite. I'm not seeing it. I don't really know why. I think he had a good preseason, what was it, last year? But when he got into regular season snaps last year,
he just looked behind.
He looked behind
as far as like the NFL game.
And sure, coaching. We had a different coaching staff. Obviously, we're seeing that matters now. So maybe it's a different story. I actually, for his size, I like the way he tackles.
Yeah.
He's a physical dude for his size, but with the depth that's in front of him, I don't know that Luwani makes it, and I'd have to check in with my dude Rory, or maybe can we practice squad him again?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But was Luwani on the practice squad?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't on the practice squad.
No,
he was on the roster.
He was on the roster.
So, I mean, that would be even more of a hit to him, right? Because he was actually on the 53 last year, and then for him to end up on the practice squad, he might not want to be around.
Someone's going to have to get cut. You got Harris, you got Gilchrist, you got Joseph, you got Reggie Nelson.
No.
I don't know that Luwani makes that group, but, if they cut Nelson, maybe Luwani gets in there. Eric Harris is looking really good right now. KJ's coming out with the second team, so I don't know what the writing is on his wall.
Right.
But, I like KJ, but I'm already stepping back from KJ. Maybe he isn't what we thought he was. If this coaching staff can't make him what I thought he could be,
right,
then I'll eat crow on that. But I'm not going to give up hope.
It's not over yet.
It's not over.
It's not over till it's over.
It's not over till it's over. Who's that? Lenny Kravitz?
Yep.
I hate Lenny Kravitz, man.
Really, man?
Yeah, well, I don't say I hate. He seems like a cool guy. I don't really like his music.
I had to get down with the Lenny Kravitz, man.
I like Are You Gonna Go My Way? That's about it.
That's a cool song.
Yeah.
But I was into that slow one, man. I was into the slow one, man.
Do me a favor, those of you listening. Google this. Google Lenny Kravitz scarf.
Oh.
And you'll find out why I don't really mess with Lenny Kravitz.
God, he really wears out some scarves, man.
Dude, just Google Lenny Kravitz scarf and go to the images, and you will be blown away. 303 Raider, man. It was great to see you out at the game. Obviously, we're going to see you opening night, and then I'm going to see you the very next week as we travel out to Denver to see that Broncos game in Mile High Stadium. So really looking forward to seeing a lot of you, a lot of your face this year, your original Pillager for show. And we had a great time out there, man. It was good to see you. Good job getting out there early, too, and finding us in the parking lot. Carr did underthrow that ball a bit, but hey, what was impressive is Amari Cooper went up and got that ball.
Yes, he did.
Damn.
Yes, he did. But you know what though? It was short. It was definitely short. But it was kind of like, was that a little bit intentional? I don't want to give him all the credit in the world, right? Mm-hmm. But I almost felt like that's kind of where that ball needed to be in order for Amari to beat the corner So
he threw it short, but he did throw it to the outside.
Yeah.
He put it in a safe space.
Yeah.
I will say that. I'll take the 49-yard gain. Take it. But very impressed. Very impressed. Are you seeing the picture right now? Yeah. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, bro, it's cold out there, man.
Yeah.
That scarf goes for days, bro. That scarf is also a thermal. It's a freaking flannel.
Hey,
He's got multiple layers of scarf wrapped around him like a boa constrictor got him.
Lenny lives in Los Angeles, brother. I'm not buying it, dude. I'm just not buying it, man. Google
it's
it.
the biggest scarf I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Yes.
That's a throw rug, bro.
It really ties the room together, you know? Google it. Lenny Kravitz, scarf. Happens. Now, Don from Queens, thanks for calling Don Khalil Mack. This team will go as far as this defense, Khalil Mack, takes us, Khalil Mack. Yes, we want all our Khalil Mack female listeners, Khalil Mack, to call in Khalil Mack. Have fun with that drinking game, Don. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Khalil Macks, and the next two calls were all Khalil Mack Raider, Khalil Mack centric. Don's not finishing this podcast. He's not finishing this live stream. Matter of fact, Alexa, call the police. Call this man an ambulance. Don, you're playing with fire. Let me know what your rules are. We're friends, Don, but it don't mean I'm not going to mess with you, Don, because we're friends.
You might have to change the rule up a little bit, Don.
Big brother Kenny's going to make it hard on you, Don. Kobos, thanks for calling in, man. I really appreciate you on Twitter. Man, go follow this guy, Kobos, on Twitter. He's a lot of fun to interact with. Dude's GIF game's on point. He's pretty funny. I like Kobos. Kobos cool, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. Good interaction, man, on Twitter.
Follow that dude. But thanks for calling in. More Mac references for Don. Again, calling ambulance. In regards to the fan that ran out on the field, I was watching the playback of the broadcast today.
Right.
They did cut away.
Did they?
They do mention that there's a fan on the field. That happened right in front of you.
That was right in front of us, bro.
Like
right in front of us. I was like, oh, look at this guy.
So me and
he didn't get very far either, bro.
He did not get far, man.
He did that. I don't know, man. I don't know if he had the wrong shoes on. He didn't put on his athletic shoes.
He had those chanclas on, bro.
Yeah, bro. He tried to run, bro. He didn't get too far.
He had those house shoes on. He should have taken the Chucks back. He didn't reach the 20.
Hey, Chucks don't have ankle support, bro.
That's true.
You can't be doing athletic things in Chucks. They're for looks now. This is the 60s, bro. This is the 60s of the NBA, bro. You can't be rocking Chucks to play a sport.
You got to get some cleats on out there, man. So just to kind of like let you guys know what happened to fill you in. I know there's actually a video on Twitter right now. I haven't seen the whole thing. I have the video on my phone. I'm going to try to upload it later. I didn't get it from the beginning. I got it from right about where they were apprehending him.
Yeah.
We thought, oh, man, this guy looks like he's resisting. Yeah. And then when he got up, he was like doing the duck walk out of there, smiling, having a good time with it. So he spent the night in the clink, or at least they detained him. They probably released him after the game.
Maybe.
Hopefully, man, because he had a smile on his face.
Yeah.
He was just trying to have a good time. Just too much Modelo time, fool.
That was too much Modelo time, bro.
Modelo overtime, fool. Yeah, he came out. It was a homie. Again, he was in good spirits. Big dude. Took a few guys to get him down, but he was just trying to have a good time, man.
Hey, he didn't fight back, man. It was good.
It was cool.
He went with him, man.
And last but certainly not least, JFB, Just Fire Baby. They call him that because he is Mr. Hot Take. Damn, what a time to be cut off on your call, JFB. I want to know if he just kept talking and then just said, F it, and like didn't call back, because I don't have another call from you. But, he's just, before you guys get all up in a tizzy, he's just playing with you, man. He's just kind of entertaining the idea for the sake of entertainment.
So He just likes to throw out that fire take, bro.
Maybe he hung
likes
up on
to ruffle
purpose.
some feathers, bro.
He does. He does,
bro.
But maybe he hung up on purpose. That's my hot take.
Let's leave him hanging. Leave him wanting more.
Well, that's it for the caller segment. We had a lot of calls. We appreciate it. Keep calling, man. Again, new voices this week.
Yeah.
Old voices this week.
Yeah.
I love the mix.
It's all great.
Yeah.
It's all great.
So Shane, call back. Kobos, call back. Raider Raymond, call back. Brian, call back. Anyone else? Monster Mash, Splatterhead. Everybody keep calling in. 303, glad to hear you back on the hotline again. That means it's almost time for football.
That's right.
So that's the signal right there. 303 Raiders like our signal flare. You know, when he's calling in, you know something's about to happen.
You're right.
So
right.
Thanks for calling in, brother. Looking
It's
forward
good to see you out there too, 303.
It was, man. We had a good time.
Yeah.
He rolls with the punches. He's a good cat. He's a good cat. Looking forward to seeing some more of you original pillagers out there this year. Shout out to our boy Hawaiian Raider, who wasn't there this weekend. Hope all is well with you, brother. You're in my prayers, and we will see you hopefully week 1. Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
It's about time for Kane's Corner. You hear that?
Yeah, man.
So I don't know if you guys can hear this on the podcast, but every night about this time, they just installed turnarounds. We got this Boulevard Santa Teresa that runs down the west side of town. It's like kind of the rural area, and they put the turnabouts all the way through there. They took the stop signs out, so you got guys drifting now all through the turnabouts.
Oh man,
that's what you're hearing right now. The screeches out there. It ain't a chase. It's just some cats trying to have a good time. Godspeed. But we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna take another short break, and we're gonna come back with Kane's Corner.
Yep.
Cheers.
These guys are going ham out there, bro. Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna grab.
All right, guys, hang in there. This won't be long. Kane should be ready. We're going to get right back to it. We're just filling up our water bottles, emptying our bladders. Such is the cycle of life. the number that you're seeing now are people that are actually logged in and commenting, and other people are just watching. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, it's crazy, you know. Jim Jackson's like, I'm gonna get in there and keep it lively. Yeah. We're just talking shop over here. We're trying to figure out how many of you are actually out there. What was that?
I said it looks like a lot.
Looks like a lot.
Looks like a lot to us.
We like a big family party.
That chat looks great.
We like a big dinner party. You like big dinner parties? You like potlucks, Che?
Bro, you know my family, bro. You see my family.
Family gets down.
Okay, I got a huge family, so there ain't no other way. It's always gonna be huge dinner parties, huge potlucks, bro.
Let's see, let me King's not responding to DM. He might be off of it. Let me text him.
Hopefully he didn't have too much Modelo time also.
High Life time, fool. I like High Life. It's got like a sweet taste to it.
That Miller High Life?
Remember the old Miller High Life commercials? The High Life Man commercials? Those are cool, man.
Some old school stuff, man.
Yeah, our defense has been ass for a long time, Tom Cable's Fist. You're right. The defense, even in the Gruden era, the defense wasn't that great in the beginning. I mean, you had guys. Yeah. Definitely you had fan favorites there. You had Charles Woodson, you had Greg Beaker. You had guys, you know. But that bend but don't break defense that Bresnahan had, nobody was a fan of that.
No, we hated that. I mean,
we had Willie Shaw at one point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that prevent D too. I mean, they played good enough, but we're looking at a team that the defense could be strong.
Yeah,
you know,
it just seemed like every single time that we got a new defensive coach, they would always fall back onto the old coach's sins, bro. Like, really? You gonna play prevent?
Yeah, exactly.
Killing us
every time.
Killing us.
Pastor Reese says, "Yo, Tom Cable's Fist. I'm sugar free, man. I don't eat sugar, bro. I don't eat bread. I don't really eat carbs, man. I had to cut that out. The best thing I ever did. But Reese's Cups, that's my jam right there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Peanut butter and chocolate is just the best combination, in my opinion. I eat peanut butter straight out the tub. Spoon and a peanut butter. That's my dessert.
Tom Cable's Fist needs a Modelo time, too, though.
Yeah.
You need a Modelo time, man. That's why you guys got to have that six-pack on hand when you start listening to the show.
The 4-3 is a great base defense, Dakota Raider, but in today's NFL, you're starting to see more of a shift towards the nickel because it's so pass-happy.
Yeah.
And teams have found out I could spread you out and then run the ball. So now you got to have a slot corner that can get in and tackle. You got to have a safety that can come down and play the box. So that nickel defense is a lot more diverse than it ever was. That was more or less a third down defense. Now you see the nickel on first down.
Yep. It's the times, man. It's a little different game out here.
I should have got some water too, but I'll make it work. I'm going to mute this audio, guys, and I'm going to try to get Kane on here. I'm going to call his phone right now. I appreciate the suggestions, guys, but we can't. We got these small portable ACs we tried out tonight. They're too loud. A fan in the ice cooler, too loud. We can't run fans. I got a fan here. Luckily, it's down to a nice 60 degrees now. It's pretty nice in here right now. The sun's setting early. We're going to be all right. We got to figure something out for next year. I need to get this house AC fixed is what I need to do. That's going to cost me a pretty penny. That's not on you guys. That's on me. I'm not expecting you to pay for my home repairs. That's just going too far. But I can't get a hold of Kane right now, so we're going to bring on Chase. And, yeah, so hang in there. That's true, Cobos. Kane doesn't answer, but Kane works 16 hours a day. He's working 2 jobs right now and stacking paper. So, you know, it's Sunday night. He might be turning in. We're going a little long right now. So, you know.
It's a beefy show.
It's a beefy show. It's a beefy show. Let me call Chase. He says he's ready. All right, give me a second here.
All right.
Hey, Chase, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you get some of them Marshawn Skittles?
I did, actually, man. I have an empty packet of it pinned to my wall right now.
Wait, so I had a question because I had heard a rumor out there that the Skittles were going to be different colors than a normal bag of Skittles. Was that true?
No, not that I noticed.
It was just regular Skittles?
Yeah, no, it's just regular Skittles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
disappointing, right?
Yeah, I know. Me and Kenny were like debating on whether or not you even open that pack. You know what I mean? If you get one.
I know. I was thinking about it. But I could just see it down the road turning into some nasty, like, you know, I don't know. I just figured I'd eat it and save the garbage.
There you go. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm about to go in here. Let's do this.
All right.
All right, and we're back with the return of Chase on tape. Chase, man, welcome back to the show. It's the second week in a row. That means football is amongst us. How you living, Chase?
Kenny and Che, thanks for having me back. I'm doing good, man. How are you guys?
Doing really well.
Doing great.
Yeah, feeling good. I'm digging the new videos this year. They got a new look. You got some on-field footage. You got that walking into the game. You're bookending the footage real nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Those of you that aren't watching the film, make sure you go to YouTube. It's Raiders Unsung, and also on Twitter, Raiders Unsung. This guy's a rising star. He's like the best kept secret, in my opinion. You just finished the scouting camp, right? Is that true? Are you done now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All done. Ready to focus on the Raiders this year now.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah.
Let's get into breaking down some of this film and some of the stuff you saw. I know, you know, what we saw this week really just popped off the television screen. If you're watching the games, you're seeing these things. But Chase is going to help us break it down a little bit further. I love talking with you, Chase, because you're always dropping football knowledge. And again, it means the Raiders are playing tackle football.
That's right.
So I asked you earlier what you wanted to talk about, and you were very excited to talk about Shalik Calhoun. I said earlier in the show, the dude is the Jason Voorhees of the Oakland Raiders. He was left for dead last year and appears to be resurrected stronger than ever before. What are you seeing out of Shalik Calhoun?
Yeah, well, I just love the story of Shalik Calhoun, first of all. I mean, it's, every year there's a couple Raiders who are, sort of on my shit list, going back to the Khalif Barneses of the team or Stanford Routs, there's always those sort of players. And Calhoun has been one of those guys. I've never been a big Calhoun fan. I thought he looked slow when we had him off the ball. And then this preseason, it's like a completely different player. He's totally won me over. With his hand in the dirt at defensive end, he's 6'4", 250 pounds, which is really just sort of middling size for a defensive end. So Calhoun really wins with his athleticism. He has 34.25-inch arms. I've noticed that he's been using his arms really well so far this preseason to win.
Yeah.
If you look at my videos, I feel like I try and highlight the way he's throwing off offensive linemen's arms, throwing off their hands.
Yeah.
He's nimble. He's showing athleticism. He's able to, he has a couple little jump moves or swim moves that he's using to get by. And it's just really fun to watch. It's a totally different player. He's able to use his athletic ability. He's really fun to watch this season.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on Shalik? I mean, it would seem to me that he's actually going to make this roster this year. Is he a rotational piece?
Yeah. He'll come in, he'll spell some guys. I think he's going to make it on this roster, like you just said. I think he's earned it. I think it's going to be interesting to see because I don't know that both Calhoun or Fidel Brown will make the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be one or the other. I don't think they'll both make it. And my money's on Calhoun right now, even though I like them both.
Yeah. Calhoun seems to flash as a faster player. He's got a little bit more in his skill set. Brown maybe the stronger of the two.
Yeah.
Just by brute force.
He likes a bull rush, huh?
Yeah. What packages are you seeing Calhoun come in? Is there any kind of trend there, or is it, is he just coming in at any time?
Well, I mean, as far as what we're seeing in preseason, I don't know. And we can't even look at preseason to get an idea of how we'll use him going into the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
But I see him as sort of a package guy in nickel situations. When you want to get a good speed rush coming on 3rd and long or something, I think that's when you'll see Calhoun out there. And again, it'll just sort of give our D-line a little flexibility to move people around, move Mack inside maybe with Calhoun outside of him. And, we have so many different pieces that we could mix and match around that defensive line this year. I think Calhoun's just another good chess piece to add to the mix.
Absolutely. Now let's move to the other side of the ball. Donald Penn returned to the field this week. He held down the right tackle position while Miller continued to take snaps at the left side. What were some of your takeaways from the rookie and the veteran bookends on this massive Raider O-line?
Yeah, starting with Miller, it was not a great game. I mean, just on the very first play where, Carr connects on a deep pass to Cooper, the pass wasn't the greatest pass because Carr couldn't step into the throw because Miller got beat to the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of on Miller. That could have been an even bigger play. But one thing I noticed is, at one point early on, Miller got sort of beat outside on a speed rush. And then from that point on, it looked like defensive players were sort of able to set him up, show an outside speed rush and then come inside. And they were actually getting a lot of success on that. So I'm interested to see how that looks moving forward. On the play where Carr fumbled the ball,
yeah.
Donald Penn got his ass whooped. But, Colton Miller got beat on that play too. Clay Matthews hit him with a nice little spin move and was able to get a good push inside as well. So I don't know. Miller's an interesting guy. He's 6'9", which is literally like the 100th percentile for an offensive tackle in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really tall, but he only came into the league listed at like 309 pounds, which is on the other end. That's like 25th percentile. So he's a guy who's going to move around well, and you definitely see that. He moves well. I think he's going to be good in the run game. He'll be a good run blocker. But there's just a lot of stuff he's got to work on in terms of, staying low, keeping a good base. And, he's our left tackle moving forward. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
So is that what you think? Is this just an experiment for the preseason designed to get Miller more snaps and then Penn steps in at left tackle going forward with Miller as the backup? Or do you think this is what we're going to look at going into the regular season?
I strongly feel like this is what it's going to look like. I think it'd be foolish to go through the whole preseason this way and then mix it up and change it around when the regular season comes. I really think this is what it's going to be. And, Donald Penn, he's catching a lot of heat this week. He didn't have a great performance, obviously. But I'm not sure what to make of it yet because, he just got back coming off an injury. His first game action at right tackle. Obviously he was a little slow. He just didn't look comfortable, but I think we just got to give it time, and I feel like this is going to be the way it's set up moving forward into the regular season.
Yeah. And let's get off Penn's back. I know he's had a reputation for coming in heavy, but the guy's coming off an Achilles injury, right? Correct? It's really hard to stay in shape like that.
Yeah, how you going to run, man? How you going to get on the treadmill? How you going to run the track, bro?
It's a real kind of tender situation.
Mm-hmm.
The agility's not there. The conditioning's not there. At best, you'd like to see a guy at least tweak his nutrition, his diet to stay low while you can't move. I can't work off this steak. I can't work off these Cheetos. But, I guess it could have been worse. And it's his first night back. It's his first night at this position. Let's cut him some slack. We got another week of preseason, and I mean it's a short amount of time, but we got to pray that he can get up to speed soon.
Yeah.
But let's move away from that. Now, you mentioned to me also earlier on in our chat, Oakland is carrying a bevy of players in the corner position, the wide receiver position, and the running back groups. Let's break this down a bit and determine who's in, who's out, and who's on the bubble. The group that's most intriguing to me is the wide receiver group because there's like 7 or 8 guys in this group.
That's right.
Who are your favorites in this group, Chase, and what are you seeing out of this wide receiver core?
Yeah, this is really interesting. I texted you last weekend that I wanted to try and get a 53-man roster prediction written up for your site and all that, and I've struggled all week trying to sort of narrow down who's making it. It's a really interesting season. We haven't really. I think he's 6'2". He's maybe even a hair taller than Cooper. He's tough to tackle in the open field. He sort of runs people over. I think Seth Roberts makes this team as our 5th receiver. And what makes it interesting is I really feel like Harris is going to make this team also. I think he's going to make it in as our 6th receiver just because of his return ability. And every depth chart that the Raiders have given the media so far, Liz Harris is our starting kick returner. And I just think it's going to work out where we have 6 receivers. I don't think Aitman's going to make the team. I don't think Johnny Holton's going to make the team. I think it's those 6.
Wow. Yeah, Aitman, you think they practice squad him and try to stash him over there?
Yeah, I could see that, and I think we could get away with keeping him. He hasn't shown a ton of stuff in the preseason, so I don't know that a lot of teams will be clamoring to take Aitman off our hands.
Right.
I think he's a pretty textbook practice squad guy. Maybe he makes the team next year.
Yeah, I mean, just with his size and stature, you'd like to see him. He could be a red zone weapon, but, that fruit's not ripe yet. He's not ready yet, so stash him there. Johnny Holton's a guy last year who I was really intrigued by his speed, but the physicality is just not there. The frame isn't there. I don't know that he can withstand it. We saw him take a shot last year. He couldn't hold on to the ball. I just think he's not built for it.
You already know my feelings on that.
Yeah.
You already know how I feel about that, bro.
Yeah.
I've been asking to cut him. I was asking to cut him last season.
Johnny Holton,
yeah, man.
After that Miami game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even before, remember in the off season, man. And I was big on Jaden Mickens.
That's right, Mickens.
And I was saying we could put Jaden Mickens in. He's a better option than Holton.
And you were right.
Holton's just a deep bomb guy, man.
And you were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. Holton.
You got some guys that can play both the corner and the safety position. What's your gut feeling on this group?
Yeah, this is another really tough one. Last year the Raiders carried 10 defensive backs. I think it'll be about the same this year. What makes it interesting is Worley could be facing a suspension.
Yes.
Right.
So if he gets suspended, he won't count against our 53, which sort of could be very important for guys like Antonio Hamilton.
Okay.
Because at this point, I don't even know if Hamilton's going to make the team. Even though I've loved what he's done this offseason, and I feel like he's in almost every video I make so far that I've made this offseason. But, like you said, Melvin and Conley are locks. DRC's a lock. I think Worley's a lock. And a guy who Gruden just seems to really like, and I have a feeling Hall is going to make the team, just as a veteran presence.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like he's one of the guys who's been getting a little extra rest this preseason. If you listen to like Vic Tafer and everything, I know he believes that Hall will make the team. And then right there, that's 5 corners. So, who else are you going to keep? I think it's Nick Nelson. I think you want to keep your draft picks, and he's definitely shown up. And it's too bad for Antonio Hamilton because he's looking good. Maybe he gets in on – I don't even know if we could keep him on practice squad. So, I don't know. The corner group is really tough to call. I think Nick Nelson beats out Antonio Hamilton, and Hamilton just has to hope that Worley's suspension drops in soon.
Yeah, it's another tough call. So, last but not least out of the group, and this is the one that's been most talked about, I think, in Raider Nation, is this running back group.
Yeah.
You got a guy like Chris Warren, who appears to be the new George Atkinson III, the preseason fan favorite, and you got a guy that's a tremendous question mark in Doug Martin, who has been highly touted by this coaching staff, yet we really didn't get to see any of them until this last Friday. And what we saw, there wasn't much there. He did average 4 yards a carry. I mean, most of it coming off of, one big breakout run,
right,
and a few, couple yards in a cloud of dust. What are you hearing and what are you seeing out of this group? Is Chris Warren the real deal, or is he just benefiting from some gaping holes in the offensive line?
Man, it's a mix. And, I really like Chris Warren. I think it's going to be tough for him to make this roster. And I know that fans are going to, riot at this point, it seems, if he doesn't make the team.
Right.
But, Lynch is a lock. People can hate on Doug Martin all they want. He's making the team. He's going to be, the number 2 running back. I think it'd be dumb to get rid of Richard. I think he's shown that he's a fantastic receiving back.
Yes.
And, with his quickness, with his agility, he could be a difference maker. He could play that Darren Sproles role, in our offense. And, I'm curious to see what, And I think it's going to be interesting with Washington because I do like Washington, but I think I'm curious to see if we put him on the PUP list maybe because I know he's injured right now. And, maybe if we get another injury at the running back position, we, could bring him back or make a switch there. But I think Washington and Warren are the odd men out because we also carry a fullback too.
That's right.
And you can't have too many bodies in that backfield when you have a roster the way that ours is shaping up right now.
Yeah. Maybe they can make an exception and let us roll with 60 guys. No?
Yeah.
A couple
I'm
more.
Curious, what are your guys' thoughts on Warren? Because I enjoy watching Warren play. I think that, we've heard criticisms, John Gruden, it was a big story, was calling him out for not lowering his pads in practice, and then he lowers them and runs over, Gerard Davis on the Lions. I like the way he runs, but, it is apparent he doesn't lower his shoulder. He doesn't run behind his pads as much as he could, and he's still dragging people. So, right. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, for me, it's hard to say anything bad about him because I see his work ethic. I see his physicality. Like you said, they called him out on his pads and he responded. Then John called him out just the other day on his blocking. The next day we see him in blocking drills. Okay. So the kid's definitely working hard to make this team. Marshawn Lynch is asking him, how come you didn't get drafted? You must have did something wrong. The conversation is exciting around him, but the fact of the matter is he's not really getting touched behind the line of scrimmage. How's it going to be when he's in there against premier, run stoppers and stuff, and he's actually getting licked behind the line? Is he going to be able to break through? Is he that durable? I don't know. I mean, it showed that he is physical. It's just really hard to make judgments on guys that are like the 4th or 5th running back in the preseason.
Right.
Even though now he's getting like, first team, second team looks because we're not trying to hurt anybody, but so was the other team across the other side of the ball. It's a really hard judgment call to make. So like where I'm at on Chris Warren is they're going to go with guys that are tried and true and that have been with the team. And he probably doesn't make the cut just because of that reason. There's just too much experience in front of him. I say he's not making the cut because, again, the experience in front of him. And a lot of people think, they get mad when they say, oh, Warren's going to be cut, but everyone's high on Warren. Hey, I think he's exciting too, but there's just too much in front of him for him to make this team. So we'll see what happens. What do you think, Che?
I mean, I like I said, the very first preseason game, I was like, this guy's making the team.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's impressive, man. I mean, he looked impressive. He's a big dude, physically, just in stature wise, and just 250 pounds. Like that's a made up player on Madden, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like those are the stats that you give a made up player on Madden. So there's a lot to like, but like you said, there's little hints that have been dropped there by Gruden, like, hey, but he's got to get schooled up. He's got to learn a lot of other things. We're not worried about him running the ball. We're worried about the other stuff, the intangibles. So, and like you said, we got a loaded backfield, man. So it's a tough call. I think, like I said, the one thing for him is that upside, man. There's upside to him. There's, he comes from lineage of a former really good running back in the league, and and that maybe plays a little bit in his favor.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens, man.
But Chris Warren's done everything he has to do to make this a difficult decision on our staff, and that's what his job is in the preseason. I see him as a preseason warrior, taking those snaps and basically keeping the rest of our running back crew fresh. I think that there's something to be said about the amount of snaps he's getting. I think it's really just to lighten the load for the other guys that we know we're keeping. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but hopefully we get lucky and we can stash him on the practice squad or who knows. But, you make a good point, Chase, with Lynch, with Martin, and Rashard, who's the change of pace back, and then you got Keith Smith in there. It's already really crowded at that point, and you still got Washington, who's got – I like the way Washington fights for extra yards too. Yeah. And he can catch, and we've seen him in run blocking. So I think Washington can do a little bit more than Warren. Is he as physical and as big as Warren? No. But again, it's the experience, and he's been around the team. So then maybe that means nothing with a whole new staff. But it's a tough one to call. I'm going with the cut. Shay's going with the keep him. Flip a coin. Let's find out what's going on. Maybe you need to be the tiebreaker, Chase.
Yeah, well, I just think it doesn't make sense to keep two power backs. We got Lynch, who's a power back. You got Martin, who could do a little bit of everything. And you got Rashard, who's the quick guy. And then you got a fullback. I don't think you need another power guy in there. I hope we could keep him on practice squad. I don't even know if we'll be able to do that, though. If another team loses, their goal line back, I think Warren's put enough on tape where teams will take a flyer on him. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the catch-22 about having a guy that's your preseason workhorse and keeping other guys fresh is you're putting a lot of tape out there for other teams to see, and that's the kind of guy that could very well get scooped up. And if he does, man, I wish Chris Warren luck. Just change that 34, bro. That belongs to us. That belongs to us. But, Chase, man, it's good to talk to you. How you living out there? You living good?
Yeah, man, things are going good.
All right.
Life's going well over here in Hayward.
Do us a favor, Chase, and try to get to work early on September 10th. We want you to come by the tailgate. We'd like to meet up with you and, I don't know, maybe sneak a pre-work beer into your system or something like that. I don't know.
Yes, sir. Hey, someone better bring a mint for me or something just in case.
I got you, man. I got I got some gum, bro. I got some gum. I got a pack of gum with your name on it, man.
Perfect.
All
Perfect.
right.
I can't be reeking up the press box.
When's the next video coming along, Chase? I know you just released one, right? Are we waiting till the next game? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. I might put some clips up on Twitter or something, but no, nothing on YouTube until the next game. Okay. And then again, once the regular season starts, going to be 2 videos a week. The first one, just sort of like these first 3 have been this preseason, where I'm just getting highlights from the TV, the TV copy, highlighting some performances, and then the second one will be at the end of the week, Friday or Saturday, getting a little more in depth, looking at some sort of pattern that I noticed in, with the offensive play calling or defensive play calling. So it should be a fun season. I'm looking to put out a lot of content this year.
And we're excited. Definitely looking forward to that. And shoot me anything you got, man. I'm down to publish you whenever. And much love to you, Chase. Good luck to you, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, man. Much appreciated, guys. You guys take care.
You too, brother.
All right, man.
All right. That was Chase on tape.
Yes, it was.
It's looking like there's no Cane's Corner this week, bro.
Yep, that's what it looks like, man.
As some of our listeners know, Kane is a hardworking man.
Very hardworking man.
He's stacking paper right now.
That's what he does.
And you know what he's doing with that paper? He's traveling, dog. He's going to away games this year. He's going to Denver. He's going to Miami.
He is.
He says the place to see an away game is Miami.
Yeah,
Hands down.
he was talking about that at the tailgate, man.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm trying to get back to Miami, but he was saying the one problem with that is right after the Denver game.
Oh, it is, huh?
So,
yeah, it is. Yeah, that's week 3. Yeah.
And you're good. You guys are going to Denver, and
Yeah.
then he'd have to hop on another plane the next week and go right back to Miami, man.
Yeah, he gets deals on them airlines though. I don't know. Maybe hit him up for some deals. What do you say we hit this injury update and we do our
Yeah.
shout outs and get out of here?
Sounds good, man.
It's late, bro. It's real late. And let me make sure I hit the right button here too. That heart monitor's slapping, right? You feel that bass
Put
on
that
that?
on that beat, bro.
Yeah. So injury update. Griff Whalen left Friday's game in a walking boot. Griff is listed as questionable right now with the toe injury. X-rays have come back negative. That was the name we did not mention in the wide receiver group.
Right.
I like him, but again, I think he's a dude. He doesn't,
Yeah.
flashes in preseason, but we'll see. DeAndre Washington, ahead of Friday's contest, D-Dub underwent an arthroscopic surgery on his knee to address a lingering issue. John says his operation will not affect his position on the roster battle, despite the fact that he will likely miss the rest of the preseason. Why? Because DeAndre's got 2 seasons worth of tape behind him. So
It's true.
It's John has all that tape.
But that's cryptic too, right? Because it's not like, oh no, he's good. He's still on the team.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh no, it's not going to affect whether or not he makes the team. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's kind of cryptic, man.
And so he can watch any tape he wants on DeAndre. He just has to go into his office and be like, enhance. Enhance.
He's got them gloves on, bro.
Jarvis.
Look at that. I'm hitting the mic over here.
Yes. Slapping the mic. Eddie Pinheiro still listed as questionable due to a groin injury that has kept him sidelined through 2 preseason games. He will be reevaluated this week to determine his availability for the regular season opener. After shanking a kick on Friday, I doubt Nugent is the favorite. Injury will be the deciding factor at this position short term. So, worst case scenario, we might open the season with Nugent. I expect this is Eddie's job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
Yeah. Did you see that? I think I was trying to munch down some barbecue when he shanked that kick at the game.
I don't remember, man.
I went for a snack break.
I think I might have missed it too.
Yeah,
I think
you don't
I went
remember.
to. Yeah, I don't remember that, bro.
Why am I not surprised? But I did watch it back, and I was like, really? You shanked that one? It was reminiscent of a former kicker of ours.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to drum up those emotions.
Brought back some bad memories,
Yes. And then lastly, Nick Nelson listed as questionable due to a left hamstring injury suffered during Friday's preseason game. Doesn't seem to be serious, just probably pulled up on it wrong. Nick Nelson, best of luck. We need to get you back out here. Time to do our shout-outs now.
Shout-outs.
Shout out to K Himmel 424, James High, the Los Angeles Raider Nation family, El Gallo. What's El Gallo?
That's a rooster.
That's right. Sleepy 44, Eric's 21069, Kyle Parker Lewis, Two Monsters Gray, Pookie Alzado. Thanks for following us on Twitter. I seen you on Instagram. Shout out to the Raider WAP. He had to relaunch his account. Don't ask me why. Some controversy there. El Wapo. The Raider 76, Q's Raider, Chris Terrell, Jake Woodworth, Professor Sean McGuire, Cut Staff, New Jersey Raider Rob, Dirt Rockwell. Man, that's like your porn star name or something. OG Scrapping, DRC, Syndicate Nation. Are you affiliated with Ice-T? Real heads know what I'm talking about. Are you affiliated with Everlast? Ooh, that's a deep pool. Syndicate Nation. Shout out to Gifted Unlimited 77, Brent Beers, Pack Raider, Freemason 14, Robert B, Lauren Weir, Phil Carson, Michael Schneider. Shout out to Michael Mason, Randy, Real Beef Nachos Nichols, Al Moses, Derek Goat. Raider Dave, Raiders All Day 81, Paul Edgerton, LQ10, Mike Shea, Michael C. Page, Raider 3900, Daniel Marsh, Jeekum Ernhold. I don't know, but your name lit up my autocorrect. I hope I got that right. Shout out to Pigskin Edge, Sunny's Days, DJ out there in the Bay Area. Super fan, Scar Raider. We seen you at the Black Hole. Didn't want to interrupt your vibe, Scar, but we're going to get you on the show here soon. Skull King 57. Shout out to Beers and Tacos, both the person and Beers and Tacos.
Yeah, Beers and Tacos.
Shout out. Dub G Raider. Shout out to Mortis, John Kirk, who is Eric Harris's father-in-law. Repping Eric Harris right there. I hope your son lays some fools out this year.
Yeah.
And doesn't get the laundry for it. Shout out to Jason Tellis. Raider Erie, shout out to you, Erie. Raider Mac, taking it back to 98. Fabian Chavez, Mr. Matt Beltran, Sencal Raider 805, Ryan Peterson, Nee Man, Arvid Sangare, West Side Outlaw, Ravi Bular, and Mr. Lugo 74. Shout out to you guys. Che, I see you sitting on some shout outs.
Yeah, I got some shout outs over here. We got a few shout outs. And you know what? I want to say just ahead of time, I want to apologize to any of the Instagram followers that we didn't get to in the past few weeks. Like we had some stuff that was going on. I left my phone. I didn't have the followers on me one week, and then we didn't have a show one week. So if I didn't get you, if I didn't get to you, if you didn't hear your name at some point, shoot us a message in the DM. We'll make sure to get you that shout out, man. All right. But here we go. Here's the followers for the last couple of weeks. TWWB. We got shout out to Corrales. Shout out Manny D510. Shout out Tattooed Pink One. All right. Shout out Raiders All Day. Shout out El Afro. Shout out Gabrielle Skeesty.
Okay.
I think I said that right.
I hope so.
I hope so, Skeesty. All right. Shout out Raider Fish. And shout out C. John Fish. Apparently, we got fishermen following us, man.
I want to see John Fish.
Yeah.
We'll see if he catches anything.
Hopefully it's a giant salmon, and he wants to share it with the Pillaging Podcast.
I used to watch those fishing shows back in the day when I was a kid.
I did too, man.
You did? The fishing tournaments and stuff?
I used to watch that stuff too, man. I used to go fishing with my pops a lot.
Where have they gone, those fishing shows?
I don't know, man. That's a specialty thing now.
Yeah.
They're not on TV, that's for sure.
There's probably like a fishing channel.
You got to get that in you got to go to your cable company and get that special fishing channel, bro.
The fishing network. But yeah, man, hell of a show. Big beefy show this week. Bigly show. I think we went over 2 hours again. We'll see how it goes. A lot of callers. And we think
this might be another 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, man, whatever gets you through your week. And shout out to Jim Jacks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
And shout out to Angry Trask and Jenny Lynn at Just Win Ladies. Make sure you're checking out their show. We want to let you know about them every week. And also we want to ask if you like the show and you like where it's going, you want to see us do more, you want to see us get out into the community, we ask that you please donate. You can link to our donation tab over at pj4f.com. I will include the link to the donation page here on the YouTube channel, and it should show up in the podcast description depending on what app you're using. Obviously, if you're using the official Pillaging app, it'll show up there. Just search PJ4F in your app store, whether iOS or Android. Download that app and get you right to the show. And yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride.
It's been a good show, man.
We got one more week of preseason.
Yeah, we do.
And we're about to get into it.
And then we get into the real deal. The real Holyfield.
Again, just a reminder, if you're going to opening night against the Rams, Monday Night Football, we will be out there in A-Lot. Just look for we're going to try to be on the aisle, but look for our little booth there with the Pillaging banners.
Yeah.
We'll be out there. We'll be selling T-shirts. We'll be broadcasting. Hopefully be talking to you guys. And we're not going to broadcast the whole entire time.
No.
We're going to set up. We're going to try to get it in once the crowd starts filtering in. And then, we're going to eat.
Yeah.
And we're going to drink. And we're going to have a good time.
We have a real good time.
But coming out here, shake our hands, give you daps, and chop it up with me, Che, Kane, and the rest of the crew.
We love it, man.
We love that.
We have a great time out there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Bring the party. But that's it for this week's show. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. Get dipped in pillaging gear by heading over to pj4f.com/shop or creativemediamonterey.com. Our shirts are actually sold there as well. The new shirt design will be up soon. I've been told by the boys down there they're going to try to get that up this week, so I will tweet out the link once that happens. Also, once again, download the official Pillaging app available for iOS and Android. This has been a production of the Raiders Podcast Network.
Yeah.
I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always
by your boy Che.
Peace.
Peace.
Go Raiders.
Touchdown!